those words of affirmation that they kept saying. And that's what built our belief in ourselves to move on into
of people that we could really help them move on. When that is a beautiful thing in this business. Whatever we have learned, we were able to kind of start believing in people more. And one thing's for sure, guys, as a good leader, uh, you know uh, I truly believe that your people will be motivated to do more when you are saying good things about themselves. And all these things that we're talking about, guys, 90% of the time I would say we have to be intentional, and we have to be deliberate and practice these things on a day-to-day basis. So the number one thing that I would say is, guys, when people join the business, as I said, everybody comes from different backgrounds. So it's that way the business is so unique, uh, that anybody is welcome. Anybody's welcome into this. Okay. And also, the way they move on in the business is how fast they want to, where they want to learn these principles. Okay. One of the things that we always focused is, we understood people's needs. We understood people's dreams. And one thing that what our appliance Kanti and Lata have always done is they really focused on focusing on people's strengths. you know um, Everybody, I mean, people have got different strengths for sure. And I mean, there are strengths and weaknesses. So, I mean, general mentality is, people want to talk about weaknesses. You know what? No, in our business we chose to really focus on strengths in a big way, guys. I mean, look at, again, sometimes, I would say most of the time, these strengths are very obvious in nature. I mean, look at the leaders, for example. Leaders in like Kumar and Anjali, their strength could be, excitement and the confidence and enthusiasm they bring to the table. And I mean, look at people like Alan and Jenny, the way they speak, the confidence, such things are very obvious. So, I mean, doesn't mean that everybody is perfect. I mean, nobody, if you're a human being, you're not perfect. Nobody's perfect. Okay. But we chose to continue to build on people's strengths for sure. And one of the other thing that we have done is, we chose not to micromanage people. We let people be people. you know and that one example could be our son Keshav, who just saw him as a brand new gold. If we let him, if we micromanaged him, he would not be where he is today. We knew that, as growing up, being in games and everything, he was a natural leader. Okay, so we continued to kind of let him be himself and let him shine. you know
And also, it's so true, I mean, like, recognize the drive in people. One thing that binds all of us is that, we are all connected here to succeed in this business, and understand nobody wants to fail. Even though failure is not a bad thing, we are all here to succeed. And because of that, it's trying to recognize the drive in people and encourage them. One of the things that I feel that, in most popular culture today, we all root for the underdog. People who could not have made it, probably, and beating all odds, they become successful in different things, including this business. People who thought they did not have the skill set, and that's a great thing. But one thing people tend to overlook is, you do have talents within yourself that you can still build upon. Don't overlook that aspect of yourself, because it's not just about developing new skills, but also building up on things you already have. That is also very important. Because once you already have a skill set, it's so much easier to go faster with when you build up on those than developing new skills.
Yeah, one of the things that we always done is, guys, we always empathize with people, you know, and willing to listen to them, willing to understand their, what's happening in their lives, and yeah, those situations do happen. People go through, different things, and our goal was always has been listen to them intently, understand them, and when you do that, you'll be able to reduce the tension. We will be able to calm the situation down, and when that happens, people's performance will start going up. I mean, in every situation, you remember you were saying that we cannot say
Yeah, being
that.
genuine about it, even though we can empathize with people, but be genuine about it. I was listening to someone on Nick and Stephanie's team speak about how growing up in their neighborhood, they used to come across a lot of stray bullets. And, the only stray bullets I grew up with was the Bullet brand motorcycles back in India. And, and it would be very unnatural if I try to tell this person that I know how you felt. I feel the same way, because that is not genuine at all. So it's very, even though you want to empathize with people, you have to be genuine about it. You can say, hey, I cannot imagine what you went through, but you know what? That builds trust, guys. Being genuine with people builds trust. And that is the number one factor for helping people being open with you, so that you can help them realize their potential.
Yeah, absolutely. In addition to this, guys, we always want to make sure that we recognize people for the things that they have done. In corporate, a lot of times, people don't want, even though you might have done good work, and you don't hear uplifting things, and you don't hear encouraging things, because maybe sometimes they feel that yeah, if your boss or somebody says those things, you may become complacent, you may become overconfident. Okay, in our business it's completely different. We want to make sure that for every little thing that you have done, for every little achievement that you have done, we want to recognize your growth. We want to make sure that we continue to uplift you, edify you. In our business, that's a very big word. And I mean, some of the things, if you're new here for the first time, get used to that. I mean, that's the reason we are completely different. Yeah.
That's so true. It's always trying to find the good in others. For us, we had to develop the habit of finding the three C's. I mean, focusing on three C's. One is communication, one is compassion, and one is change. And communication builds trust, and that is so essential. I remember watching the show Last Dance with Michael Jordan, and one of the things that I took away from that show was about Phil Jackson, how he connected with Dennis Rodman, who was totally almost like polar opposite of his personality, but they could find a common connection on some Native American history, and they connected on that level and took it off to the court. And we can do that. The more we communicate, the more the trust and the common things come up, and you can build that friendship. And second thing is compassion. Compassion for people, genuine compassion. When you start caring for people, that will show them that enough to believe in themselves and know that you care for them. And change not just about the situation, but change the way you look at people. Once you look at people differently, they will rise up to that expectation. And that is a very, very important thing. And never to give up on people, guys. So always change for the better and keep looking for the good in people.
And also, one thing that we realize, guys, is people are different, and different backgrounds and everything, and we have never compared people against each other. In terms of the growth, in terms of anything for that matter, we wanted people to grow at their individual pace. And eventually, I'll tell you one thing for sure, that people, our goal is to make sure that they become strong, they become independent. Okay, they become self-reliant. Okay, they become more competent. Okay, because in our business, guys, eventually our goal is to make sure that we want you to perform independent of upline, independent. Of course, we're all connected with upline, downline, and the system. But the sooner that you start believing in your ability, the sooner you believe your confidence is within you. That's when things will start coming together. And that's the reason we always wanted to make sure that whomever we launch in the business, we give our best, and we always stay patient with people. And because, as I said, people come back with so many different things. And I truly believe, guys, the BWW system, this is definitely the solution to individuals' problems, and we are very, very happy that we could be able to contribute to people's lives.
That's so true. I mean, challenging people, with some people, if you throw them a challenge, they'll take it as, in the right spirit and move forward. Some people, when you throw them a challenge, they feel you're testing them or comparing them. So you have to be very careful of how you challenge people. I remember Manipal challenging Sriram and Jyoti to build a good business outside of their existing platinum legs, and they took it in such a positive way that month after month they are building a side ruby volume, and they're so happy about it. And somebody else may not take that in the right way. They may think you're comparing them. So you have to understand how to build up people based on personalities and their needs, and serving people, guys. Every big business is built by serving with your time and energy. There were years that we sold into Ravi and Anupama Kalwala's organization, driving the miles, flying the miles to different parts of the country, and that's how we were able to build strong friendships with people like Shaju and Ramya Janardhanan, Alan and Jenny Figueredo, Sriram and Jyoti, Babu and Anu, and so many of those leaders, we by serving them. And today I look at leaders like Deepak and Shalini, the way they have duplicated us. They have diamonds and EDCs in their organization in India, but still maintaining a good friendship with them, and not being threatened by their growth. And that's how they've been able to grow themselves.
I'll tell you what, in some cases, I mean, we did challenge people too, right? Because we wanted the best of best for them.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what, thinking about, I said, like, people like Baba and Anu, and their strengths have been completely different. And but you know what, we challenged them in certain different way, and they trusted us. And then a few changes that they have made, and today they are flourishing.
Absolutely.
In a big way, guys. One other thing that we always talk about is, to bring the best in people. It's like parenting. To be frank, and bringing the best in people is nothing different than being mom and dad, because for our children, we want the best. Our children to grow good, to do well in their life. And similarly, in our business, we want our IBOs, our partners, to do very well. And as we go along, I mean, on one side we are stretching them, on one side we want them to do good, and on the other side we want them to have realistic expectations also. I mean, it's important to have the reasonable, realistic expectations, because sometimes what happens is, when people hear other people's growth, they set some goals which are so unreasonable, that they don't believe in yourself, and then they come back, and then those kinds of things. So we always believe in being reasonable, and at the same time you need to be working towards that. Okay. And along the way, we do understand that people will fail. Okay. Failing is different than failure. Okay. You are not a failure, but it's okay to fail in this business. Okay. And also, we want to make sure that rejections do happen along the way. And if rejections happen along the way, don't worry about it. And you're not, if you are failing, If you are facing rejections, you understand that you are not average. Average people are not doing this. Average people are watching TV right now. Okay, so the reason that we believe in people and we want the best in people is because, guys, so much to accomplish here.
So true, Manipal. And respecting people and genuinely wanting the best for them. And for me, every time I look at our leaders, Ravi and Indu Sindhya, one of the things is they have accomplished so much outside of this business, and not just this business, but they have done so much that they should be proud for, and we are very happy for them, in the way they give back to their communities, in the way they are mentoring people in neighborhoods that need mentorship, and giving their time unselfishly, and we applaud them for that. And we are genuinely happy that they have those accomplishments in their life, whether it's a promotion at work or it's, we are genuinely happy for them. When you have that, genuineness about you for people's success, people will stick around.
Yeah, folks, bottom line, folks, is in a business like ours, we do believe that when you bring out the best in others, uh, I mean, you feel good about yourself, based on your little input in other people's growth. And when they are growing in life, you know what, you feel that you have contributed to their success, and in doing so, your success dependent on their success. That is the beauty of our business, guys. I mean, if you are new, as said, we are different than corporate for sure. Okay, and in fact, we definitely do believe in your ability, and you have to make sure that you always, holding your head high and thinking and believing that you are somebody very, very special. And guys, we have got a, I mean, definitely one thing's for sure, it won't be easy for you, for sure. You'll be challenged. You'll be challenged to work hard. You'll be challenged to become a better person. You'll be challenged in different aspects. Okay, the reason that we have what we have is because many a times we've been challenged. Many a time we had our own doubts. Many a times we were not really sure whether it's the right thing to do or not. But thank God that we had built enough friendship with our upline, with our big other crossline leaders like Rajat Sangeeta, all the MOC members like Angela and Claudia and Paul and Lexi and and of course Kumar, Anjali, Kanti, and Lata. And we have, our how our secret has been, guys, when we observed other people who have massive businesses. One thing what we observed is all these people have, really, really developed and believed in people, and they really brought the best in other people.
Absolutely. We are ever so grateful for our uplines, Sudhir and Sulba and Madhu Cheda and Praveen and Madhu Cheda and Kanti and Lata Gala, guys. One of the things that we cannot stay too far from our upline. Even though there was COVID, we respected their decision to quarantine and everything. But even during quarantine, we took time out even just to go by their house, see them in the garage from a distance and say hello to them. That is how much they have uplifted us, that we have that feeling for them. I wish upon each and every one of you relationships like we have in this business. Kumar and Anjali, every time anybody goes by them, the way they make them laugh and feel good about themselves, they have a unique capacity to do that. All of us may not be born with it or don't come into this business with it, but we can just definitely aspire to get better in that area each and every day of our lives. We love you, we wish you the best, and here's Manipal.
Guys, we are truly blessed to be part of this organization, guys. I know you all can do it. You can do it. Believe in yourself. Come join us.
Hey guys, Kanti Gala here, and this is very, very special moment for me to talk about Rocky Cummington. Rocky was a great man, great husband, great leader, and a great friend to myself and Lata, and of course to many, many, many people. He was the master edifier and a great leader, and he was a great friend to Paul and Leslie, and of course all his organization. And he was very special for Bill and Peggy Britt, and myself and Lata. He was very, very special for us. After being around him, when we got to know of Rocky, every time he met us, he would always edify us. He would, be happy to see us, and he would say, "Look, you guys can do it." And not only that, but he was the one who sent a special postcard to myself and Lata from all the way from Hawaii. And myself, I was just asking Lata, I said, "How did he get our address? How does he know?" And we were not even diamond, we were just emerald that time, and that was very, very special. Of course, when we joined the business, he was already EDC. And every time we met him, maybe Go Diamond weekend or at the hotel. And of course, we could not go backstage during that time because we were emerald. But every time we met him, he would always appreciate us. He would edify us and believe in us. And that is something very, very exciting, So, of course, he will always be remembered. True, Bill always talks about what is a true success. A true success is not really having, how much money you have, what kind of car you have, what kind of house you have. It is how many people are better off because you live. And Rocky was the perfect successful person because he has done all those things, very, very special. And sure, he had a special place for many, many people, and everybody loved him. And of course, we miss him. We will remember him all the time. His legacy will continue. Of course, we pray for Sandy, his wife, and his special pet dog, Vic. And, he was so special. And again, just a few weeks ago, he passed away. A few days ago, actually, he passed away. I got a text message. We got a text message from Rocky because he must have got our holiday card or something. And he just texted me that thank you very much. And thank you being a friend and Merry Christmas and whatnot. And then we got the message about him, being with Bill Britt. And that's what it is. This weekend, I'm sure he's looking at this conference webinar, and he's with Bill, and he's at the right place, of course. But, he was a hero. He will be missed, but his legacy will continue. So here is a very, very special message coming at you, little video just for you.
Rocky Covington was raised in Rockingham, North Carolina. His mother was a school teacher, and his father worked at the local textile mill. Growing up, he ran track and played basketball for his high school. He attended Atlantic Christian College, now known as Barton College, on a basketball scholarship, and is enshrined in the Barton College Athletic Hall of Fame. After college, he joined the Army, and then went to work in corporate America in the banking industry. But his love for people and being part of a team led him to wanting more. And he found that team in BWW through Bill Britt and Paul Miller.
And I believe with all my heart that one of the greatest things you can do for your fellow man is to share a dream and give them hope for the future.
And he found that dream after hearing Paul Miller show the plan, seeing more than an opportunity for money and success, but an opportunity to touch people's lives for the better.
But folks, you got to understand that God knew you before you were born. He created you in His image, and He breathed the breath of life into you. And He created you to win. Have faith in God's creation.
His leadership, drive, and dynamic approach to the business led him to become an executive diamond in Amway. By his side during this journey was the love of his life, Sandy Covington.
And I know his mom and dad are looking down tonight, and I know they're just so proud of him and what he's accomplished. They laid the foundation for the man he is. I've known Rocky all these years. I knew him before Amway. I've known him after Amway. And he's just a great man. He's a humble man. And I'm just so thankful to know him.
Beloved by his family and friends, Rocky showed us what it meant to live with integrity and faith. Though he found amazing success in building his Amway business, Rocky's greatest success came from building lifelong friendships and the knowledge that helps so many build a better future for themselves.
He is a friend. He was one of Bill Britt's favorite people of all time. He loved Rocky Covington. Every time Bill and I talk, he says, "What's Rocky up to? What's he doing?" I'm going to tell you what, if you're Rocky's friend, he will be your friend through thick and thin. I guarantee you.
Rocky's legacy will continue and serve as a reminder of what true leadership and kindness can accomplish.
You and I, we were meant to be. I feel it in my soul. Feel it in my soul. Never separated, you and me. Broken made whole. Broken made whole. Still the world that tries to steal our hope, tries to make us numb, but our love has overcome. And you, my dear, you are my prize. When I look into your eyes, love overflow, I'm never letting go. All my life I give to you, love breakthrough, I'm never letting go. Never ceasing, our love grows ever increasing, never letting go. All my life I give to you, love breakthrough, I'm never letting go. Never ceasing, our love grows ever increasing, I won't let you go.
You've got to take every day as a gift from God. Every day of your life, because we've only got so many of them. And you got to treat it like a gift, a precious gift. And what you do with that day in your life is your gift back to Him.
Guys, that was powerful. You know, that was
Absolutely. Yep, that was extremely impactful, so profound. I mean, it was wonderful to be able to hear those words from Kanti Gala about Rocky Covington. And Ryan, you know, I think that right there is a very powerful testimony to what it means to have a legacy.
Yeah, well, you know, we miss Rocky so much, and
Yeah.
honestly, it's very powerful that his legacy lives on. His impact will
Right.
echo into eternity. You know, people will be talking about his lifetime, his accomplishments for years to come down the road. And
Right.
I know for us personally, he's had such a big impact on us. I mean, we've met him a couple times in the business growing up, but also on top of that, you know, we've listened to countless of his talks, seen his videos on BWW TV, and recently I've gone on a bit of a Rocky diet as well because, you know, I just love hearing his talks. And one of my favorite quotes that Rocky always mentions is from Zig Ziglar. He always talks about You were designed for accomplishment, engineered for success, and upon your creation, you were endowed with the seeds of accomplishment, seeds
Wow.
of greatness. So incredible. So, and our prayers are with Sandy.
Absolutely.
And that was an impactful talk as well, Manipal and Renika. Thank you so much. You guys really know how to bring out the best in people. So
Absolutely.
let's keep moving on. So we got our next speakers coming up. We have Ganesh and Rekha Shenoy. Okay, so Ganesh has a master's in engineering and Rekha has a master's in commerce.
Right. But on top of that, guys, they have a massive organization. Of course, they're speaking Saturday night. They have a double diamond business. But on top of that, on top of all of the platinums, Q12s, emeralds, diamonds, and beyond that are breaking in all corners of their group, Ganesh was actually featured as all throughout North America Amway. He was featured as one of the Amway heroes for the work that he's doing. He's actually planned, and he may speak about it, he may not, but you've probably heard it on different talks, where he's planned and put together and trained rigorously for a bike marathon to raise money for those who are less fortunate. Right. And this is on top of everything else that he is doing and the comforts that he's been afforded from his business. And that is, I mean, that's amazing to keep going out there to serve others and do more.
Yes. So we're very excited. I mean, Ganesh and Rekha, your talks have impacted us so much. You know, we've always heard from you about how going platinum is not a big deal and different things like that. So we're very excited for what you're going to share with us tonight. And I mean, they have a huge business. They've got diamonds, EDCs. They've got diamonds in Australia. I don't know how big their team is globally, but huge business. So
diamonds backed by diamonds, backed by diamonds. It's amazing. So they definitely know how to go platinum, how to go Q12, how to break Q12. So anybody who wants to do that or break those kind of pins in your group, that's everyone. You want to lean in. You really want to hear this.
So help us welcome from Green Oak, Michigan, double diamonds, Ganesh and Rekha Shenoy.
Hello, Brit team. This is Ganesh and Rekha coming at you from Green Oaks, Michigan. Excited about sharing few words with you guys. But what an awesome winter conference it has been so far. Winter Jam, okay, trendy word. Last night was just awesome, phenomenal lineup. Fridays are always like that in BWW conferences. And even today afternoon, what a fantastic talks, you know. And now Manipal and Renuka are ready to kick off the evening and doing such an amazing job. Appreciate your leadership, Manipal and Renuka. But big shout out to Ryan and Nidhi. Amazing, hosting, guys. You did an outstanding job, and it is a big pull for a lot of IBOs, even second generation, even the first generation IBOs, to see the legacy continue in the Bhattacharya family. That's just awesome. And the lineup after me, Raj and Sangeeta Shah, my own uplines, and Kumar and Anjali, and of course Kanti and Lada Gala. It's going to be an awesome evening. But Rekha just came back from India, and she said, you know what, Ganesh, why don't you go ahead this time, you talk. So it's going to give me all the time, and this is my favorite topic to talk about, so I don't mind taking that time. So anyways, let me dive into that. You know what, Amway is a beautiful business opportunity. It has allowed me and Rekha to accomplish so many of our dreams and goals. And not only that, so many people have been better off because of the business. And we cherish this opportunity in a big way. It is a part and parcel of our life. We eat, breathe, everything through this opportunity. And I'm sure that someday you'll also be able to say that. And that's the reason why you are here watching this particular conference. And I'm sure that somewhere it is going to click and make a difference for you. Okay. Now, this particular subject is a little bit of a concentrated subject. It's actually a leadership topic. It's not a winter conference topic. But still, I would love to talk in this area, because today everything is going in a fast pace. IBOs are rising up so quickly, because they're able to learn, grasp much more quicker compared to when we got started. And technology everything is so much readily available that people have actually shrunk the journey in pursuing their goals and dreams. So it is absolutely fine to know these deeper subjects in the business. I want to talk to you about going Q12 and platinum and Q12. And like I said, it's my favorite subject, nuts and bolts, mathematics behind it. But let me take a step back and talk about this particular level. In North America, platinum is at 7500 PV, which is around $25,000 of volume. You hold that for 6 months, you are called a platinum, and you hold that for 12 months, you are called a Q12 platinum. And now Amway recognizes you as a key leader. That is the first time they start dealing with you on a direct basis. All right, you will be assigned a coordinator from Ada, Michigan, representing Amway to your business, to you, and they will be able to interact with you, see your needs, and equip you so that you can break other Q12 platinums and surge ahead. And that's an awesome part of the business. And also at that level, according to Amway 2018-2017 figures, I don't have 19 and 20 figures, is around somewhere your compensation on 1099 is around $45,000 to $50,000, maybe a little bit more, but let me be conservative. So at that level, that's a substantial income. I know a lot of households can actually feel good about it if you add another $50,000 to your paycheck. Isn't it exciting? Absolutely yes, no doubt about it. That too in this business, that is just a foundation. You are building upon that. For you to develop a business where you make bigger checks is much easier from that point. So that's a good level, and that's a first goal a lot of IBOs should pursue. Okay, and then along with that compensation, Amway also sends you and your spouse for a 4 to 5 day exclusive achievers trip, we call it as, and that is somewhere in North America. Next year it is in Orlando, after that is in New Orleans, and different destinations. Okay, and that is a good $5,000-6,000 trip, I guess. And look at that, that is just a Q12 level, platinum level, $25,000 of volume, that's it. Okay, I know in your company some of you guys are actually currently having projects which you are working on which is much more than $25,000, and ask a question, when did your company send you on a trip like that? Okay, for you and your spouse every year after year. All right, but here Amway takes care of it. That's why sometimes it's hard to explain, but it's a very fair business compensation plan, and a company is good to their words, and that is awesome that we feel very secure that we belong to a company which protects the interest of independent business owners like you and me. Okay, so that's a Q12 platinum. Now Amway is very big, and they can just measure their volume with the PV/BV, but you and I, our business is not that big. So we have to, for us to get there, we have to measure our business not just by PV/BV, but how that PV/BV comes, what is the structure of the business. When you have only 2 organizations, your profitability is compromised. When you have 6 different legs, your profitability is much more sustainable. If you have 9 or 12, you are absolutely putting a solid foundation not just for Q12, but the next pins of 10,000 PV, 15,000 PV, Sapphire, Emerald are very close by for you. So structure comes into picture. Okay, the depth comes into picture, which is the stability of your organization. When your organization is deep enough, guess what, the volume doesn't fluctuate a lot. When your organization is shallow, your volume fluctuates and it can go up and down. But the deeper the organization is, the stable the volume is. And that's why that's a science behind the business. And all these variables come into play. And I would suggest you is that let's take a step back and see, for us to get to those levels, you cannot be in and out. You have to be a professional IBO. Like, every industry there is a pro and an amateur, right? They say, oh, he's a pro at tennis, he's a pro at soccer, he's a pro in chess. Okay, every industry has it. Even some of you working as a engineer or so, when you are new at your job, you are an amateur. When you are in that company for a longer time, kind of you are like a experience, you are a pro. So we can also kind of apply that in our business and kind of mentally understand the techniques of building organizations. Okay, now we all get started because we have a big dream and whatnot, okay, and a passion to accomplish our dreams. But sometimes life comes in the way, and some IBOs fall off the wagon. Like, some of you might have IBOs in your team who are not in this conference. They got started with good spirit, they committed to it, but they are not here. Okay, and don't feel dejected. These kind of small defeats are needed for you to become a better IBO. See, leadership is never built during the victories. It's always built during the defeats. Okay, so defeats are equally important as the victories. If you pay weightage only to victories and not the defeats, it's like a sheep leading the lions. Okay, you are not going to lead an organization because you are not able to handle those defeats. So at every level there is a filtration. Every level people fall off. Even if 5 IBs go 1500 PV, maybe 1 or 2 may not go 2500. You should not be uncomfortable or concerned about it. Why? Because that's the nature of any business. Okay, people who put together big companies like Microsoft, today they may not be together. They might have part their ways, but still Microsoft is thriving. Those individuals who parted away are also thriving. Everybody is thriving. World has the beauty about this world is that everybody can exist, everybody can grow, everybody can thrive, and in our industry we can do it in a beautiful way. Okay, so you should not be feeling worried or concerned about people who are who have dropped out in the journey. I remember going to conferences and whatnot, and certain of my best IBOs didn't continue the journey, but that doesn't make Amway bad. Okay, Amway is still right now $8 billion as of today, but I'm sure that they're going to announce very soon that it is a much bigger volume in 2020. But everybody grows. Okay, so amateur versus professional. You want to get towards being a professional. So I want to kind of give you certain characteristics of IBOs who put a tutorship together. See, before you put a tutorship together, you have to put yourself together. What is a tutorship? Tutorship is a group of independent business owners coming together because of an inspiration, because of a vision, because of the leadership which you have demonstrated. They feel compelled to follow the journey because of the example which you have set. That is a tutorship, and of course you can apply the same thing to higher levels. So it is about leadership, am I right? Because if more than 1, 2, 3, 4, 10, 20 people have to follow you, there has to be something which you have which they have not seen in their cousin, in their friends, in their relatives, in their probably their family. They have seen in you. So you have to be from a very different mold. You have chiseled yourself so much that you are worthy of somebody else following you, and that is that's a first step. is putting yourself together. Now, how can you put yourself together? You are a normal Joe, normal engineer, normal doctor, normal student getting started in the business. You have never really demonstrated any leadership so far. How are you going to build it? And that's the beauty about our business, that from as a new IBO, you have enough ramp up time, okay, enough long runway until you get Q12, okay, that you can build that. We all did that. If you really see some of these amazing leaders in our own team, you see Ravi and Aarti, or Rashmi and Smita, JP and Ritu, Bala and Anita, all these leaders, Jolanta and Asha, Craig and Kerry, and names go on and on. Okay? If you see that they all put themselves together as they put the business together. So initially when you get started, I understand small things affect small minds, they say. Your capacity to handle defeats, taking risk is small, okay, and it's quite understandable. But as you change your pin, there is a transformation which happens within you. Okay, you change a lot from a new IBO to 1500 PV. If you really see what is 1500 PV, okay, it's around $3,000 to $4,000 of business. That's it. Okay, and from 100 PV to 1500 PV, that itself, the small change itself in PV might have created a big transformation within you. You are able to think quite different compared to some of your colleagues. That's why we say in a journey to Q12, before you see a change in your PV check, before you see a change in the size of the organization, you will be able to see a change in yourself. That's the first change which you have to see, not the PV check. PV check is a reflection of the changes within you. And also believe me that you will also see a change in your paycheck. The primary profession most IBOs have, maybe you are a teacher, maybe you are an engineer, maybe whatever profession you have in the daytime, you will see a big change in that. You will see the leadership which you have cultivated through putting the network in Amway together. You will be able to see the results in your profession. That is a beautiful thing. That's why we say when somebody is knocking the door for bigger pins, Q12, Platinum, Ruby and whatnot, they dramatically see a big change happening in their professional world. Most of them get raises, most of them get promotions, and they literally have to tell their bosses, you know what, I am okay with the current job, current designation, I don't want a promotion, because they don't want to add new responsibility, they want to chase the business and grow the business, and that's a good thing. Okay, so you see that. So that is the change which you have to see. See, you cannot put a Q12 ship together if you yourself are in and out. You cannot be an amateur IBO cannot play in a professional arena. Anytime when you go beyond 4,000, okay, and that's a debatable. I just threw that pin level. It can be 2,500. Okay, but let's say it's a 4,000. Anything beyond 4,000, you are talking about bigger organizations. Okay, you are talking about 20, 30 IBOs. You are talking about 20, 30 different personalities working with you. Okay, you are talking about 20, 30 lives, 20, 30 people's children. Their responsibility indirectly is also there. Okay, so you better be strong. You better have that strength to stay committed. And if you yourself are in and out, that organization is not going to be sustained. Okay, it is going to collapse. So it is very important for us to realize that putting a Q12 ship together doesn't happen at 7,500. It happens way before that. It actually happens at certain things wherever you are planted in life, planted in your business. You are planted as a 1,000 PV. Okay, you are growing at 1,000 PV, or you are stuck at 1,000 PV, or you are maintaining 1,000 PV, whatever that is level is. Okay, you're up, down, or you're down, okay, whichever way it is. That is a gift that you have been planted there in business. Make the best use of the gift. Instead of seeing that you are 2 people quitting and you are at 1000 PV as a curse or as a problem, start seeing that as an opportunity for you to grow into that, okay, and become a better 1000 PV. You'll be amazed that how it will make a difference, okay. And that's how I built my business. At every level I was, for in my world, there is no difference between 2500 PV and 7500 PV. That's another litmus test, guys. Sometimes IBOs, they pay so much attention to 7500 PV and they're so passionate and they're so excited about that, that only that actually revolves in their mind. They do not have the same intensity, same passion for the next pin which they are shooting for. What is a pro IBO? Okay, what's a professional IBO? Professional IBO knows how to stitch those different pins together and create the same importance for 2500 PV as much as the importance they are giving for 7500 PV. It's no difference. It's like a professional tennis player cannot just be excited about winning the match, he has to win the point, win that particular play. If he loses enough plays, he is not going to win the match. Same way, if I don't have a good game plan for 2500, 7500 is going to be further away. So that is a pro IBO in my world. And also keep in mind, see, Amway is they have been in the business for how long? 60 years. So they know this very well. So they have purposely made sure all these pins 7500 and above are all 6 months pins. You can't be 7500 once and recognized as a platinum, because why? Amway wants to make sure that you are able to hold that volume month after month, so that that volume is repeatable, volume is sustainable, okay, so that your balance of width and depth, everything is taken care. So now Amway has that 6 months criteria for all the big pins, whether you are talking about Q12 is 12 months, Ruby Founder Ruby is 12 months, Sapphire is 6 months, Emerald is 6 months, Founder Emerald is 12 months. So all are 6 months and above pins. So you know, you cannot just go into 7500 without testing the muscles of leadership. So you want to cultivate a mindset of consistency way before. So at 1000 PV, you are not held accountable for 6 months. Amway doesn't say you have to hold 1000 PV for 6 months for you to get the recognition as a 1000 PV. 1 month 1000 PV, you are done. You are called a brand new 1000 PV. Now next month, even if you fall down, the world thinks that you are a 1000 PV. But your standard for yourself should be very high. You should say, man, in my world, Amway might recognize me as 1000, but in my world, I can't recognize myself unless I hold that 1000 PV for at least 3 consecutive months. So develop that mental muscle of consistency. So how can you have PV consistency, that kind of consistency in thought process? Only when you have consistency in habits. See, you cannot be consistent here and inconsistent there. Okay, I love playing pickleball. I'm consistent there. I'm right now practicing for biking. Even though it is winter right now, I'm consistent in practicing in swimming or some kind of a workout every single day, okay, 7 days a week, okay, pretty much. There might be some weeks 1 day or so I might have missed, but most of the days. So everywhere it is consistent. Same thing, how can you be consistent in volume and inconsistent in your work habits? It is not possible. So you got to evolve yourself, and we all are not built up like that, but we became like that through the sphere of influence, association, hanging around with like-minded people and whatnot. So that is a culture which you want to bring in. So before you enter that 7500 PV arena, You are prepared yourself so much. You are like a one-man show, one-man army, that your team looks up to you like crazy. You are a hero. Your Q12 has happened even before you entered 7500 PV. The following has come way before. The light has shined on you way before 7500 PV. It's not 7500 PV platinum ship is not like an electric car coming in silence. It's like a fire engine. It's like an ambulance. It comes with the big noise. There is a popcorn effect. When you are at 2500 PV, when you were given a mic to speak in a small Zoom hangout or so, you knocked it out of the park. Okay, your cross lines want a picture with you. A lot of those things happen way before 7500 PV. So it's not just that somebody is dragging you to go 7500 PV. You are prepped up. Now, when that happens, guess what? You are ready to handle the lives of other 30, 40 people. For me, that is Q12 ship. That is what is the business all about. It's a leadership. It's your ability to tear yourself out of the mold of comfort, the status quo, and evolve and become a better human being, become a better leader. And that leader is going to change the world. Okay? Amateur talks about goals. Amateur talks about small accomplishment. Professional talks about a vision. That is, I never understood. I thought goals and vision were the same for a long time. I failed to understand what's the vision. And you know what? Because I was an amateur IBO. I was in my own small well. As I put myself in uncomfortable situations within the business, build bigger organizations, I realized what a vision is all about. Okay? And that is what will drive you. People will see through that, your words. People will be able to follow you, gravitate towards you because of the words which you utter in your hangouts and whatnot. People will love to say they are a part of your organization. It's not that they are forced to say that. They are proud to say that. So guys, business is beautiful. Of course, I can talk on and on, but I have a time limit, but it's an amazing opportunity. Come join us. Like I said, we have been free for so many years, and it is just awesome. Number one lifestyle in the world, they say. I used to wonder what that is, but today I truly believe that. We here, it's winter right now. We are in Michigan, but I just want to kind of give you a walkthrough of our lake here. It's during summertime. It is all boating happens, but in the winter there is a lot of ice here. Okay, and guess what? There is ice fishing. People are skating. Today, of course, it's a school day. Weekend. It's a little chilly, so that's why we are unable to see people. But it's a beautiful time, guys. Okay, and there's a volleyball court here. In the summertime, we play volleyball. This is a place where we barbecue and have our team hangouts and whatnot. So life is awesome. Signing off from Hidden Lake here, and this is Ganesh and Rekha Shanoy signing off. Love you guys. Bye bye.
Folks, August 91, my first FAD. I was sitting way back up in that upper balcony, and I was just about 1000 PV. Those of you sitting way back there, let me tell you guys, there's a hope for you too. That if you take a decision tonight, you could be here on the stage as a diamond, guys. Folks, I heard from all the diamonds, free enterprise system, unlimited opportunity. I knew United States of America, a land of opportunity, land of freedom, home of brave, but I did not know what the free enterprise system is all about. I did not know how could I use this free enterprise system so that I could become financially free.
Okay, wow.
Guys.
Oh my God, that talk was mind blowing. I have some takeaways that I want to share from that talk. Oh my God, I've been so excited for this. So one of the takeaways from that talk for me was that you need to have consistency no matter what level you are in the business. Doesn't matter where you are. You want to start treating it like 7,500, like platinum, Q12, etc.
Exactly. And you want to break yourself out of the mold of comfort so that you can be a better person, so that you can lead others and create an organization. I mean, honestly, we could put takeaways from every line. That was amazing.
Exactly. So
yes,
I think we're about to move on to the next speakers. But before that, we just want to announce real quick that there is a night out tonight. Okay. So for anybody who has 3 partnership honoring legs, there's going to be a special night out on Zoom. The flyer is going to be displayed on the screen, so you can get the meeting details on screen right now. All right. So if you qualify, be there. If not, you know, it's an honor system, right?
Yep.
So you want to make sure that you're building your business with integrity and accountability.
Exactly. Right values and principles. So you want to go ahead, talk to your upline, talk to the people you're working with if you're not exactly sure if you qualify. But if you do, you're gonna be there and it's gonna be incredible, right? So get pumped for that.
All right. So who's got some products in the crowd, right? Let's see your products.
Come on, go gather them all up. Go lift them up in the air. I know you probably have 2, 3 excess with you, a bunch of snacks. I know you have maybe your some, popcorn, tortilla chips, all of that. Gather it up.
Yes, and I think you got an idea of who's next. You saw that sneak peek little video, okay? But before that, we got some products here. We got It's Saturday night, so we got our shots from the business. So for the next few speakers, we got to take some shots.
I know. Yeah, let's take some shots. You guys go grab yours too.
Grab your products.
Go grab them. You could have the Slay the Day, the collagen shot, the hit reset. Take your shot of choice. You can do it with us. Okay, ready? 3, 2, 1.
Amazing.
Amazing.
These new products are awesome.
Yes, they are. Now we are excited to bring up the next speakers, okay?
So this couple are triple diamonds in the business, okay?
Wow.
They have a huge, huge global business, okay, in multiple countries around the world. Massive team. But not only that, they served on the IBOAI board. They also serve on the BWW Management Operating Committee. So these are the who's who of Amway and BWW. They literally influence the decisions that Amway and BWW are making to make the business better for all of us.
Exactly. And you heard from them when the conference started. You heard from them as part of the Management Operating Committee. But here's a couple other cool things that you really want to hear is that when they started the business, they didn't get the privilege that most of us have, which is being right there really close to their upline, their coach, being able to go to their house, whenever they want, just pick up products or talk to them. No, they were long distance. And they had to take anything that their upline gave to them. They treated it like a crumb, like a feast. They valued that, and they built a huge organization hundreds and thousands of miles away from their upline.
Yes, and they're such amazing people. Again, really great friends of ours. Our kids, us and their kids are great friends, so we're grateful to have them in our lives, and we're so excited to hear from them. So everybody, get on your feet. Help us welcome from Duluth, Georgia, Triple Diamonds, Raj and Sangeeta Shah.
Hello, Brit team. This is Raj and Sangeeta from Duluth, Georgia. We are very happy and excited for allowing us to enter from our home to your home. What a phenomenal Gala Winter Jam started from yesterday. And what a great start today by Double Diamond, Manipal and Ranuka, and then Ganesh and Rekha Sinoy. Wow, this is just incredible. I mean, it's just getting better and better, guys, And first of all, I want to give a big hand to Ryan and Nidhi. Wow, what a great example of a second generation carrying the great values and principles and being a great example for all of us to follow and our children to follow. Not only that the parents can are very proud, but you make all of us very proud. So I appreciate you very much, guys. Okay. And also want to give a big hand to Lisa Madison and her whole staff, Danny and Eric and Jose and Mikal and Kevin and small staff, but they run this big ship so smoothly, and we truly appreciate them. Okay. And now we just think back that when we used to live in a one-bedroom apartment, if Sangeeta parents would not have asked us, that are you interested in this business, I don't know where would be right now. It's a scary thought. We are so blessed and so thankful
that they blessed us with this amazing business. And upline to them, Awesome Diamonds, Kulin and Meena, who always believed in us. And upline to them now, Crown Rec, Kanti and Lata Gala, Bill and Peggy, Brit, and the amazing Brit Worldwide System, guys. It's just incredible. Bill Britt, I remember telling you one time to us, so Bill Britt from home to home, Coliseum to Coliseum, country to country. And he said, he went to thousands and thousands of people. And Bill said, what? I can count on just 5 people, that he selected, that he believed that they truly have the Brick DNA in them to carry the values, the principle, and standard of Brit worldwide. Not for this generation, generations to come. And I'm so honored to be working with Paul Miller, Angelo Nardoni, Kanti Gala, Kumar Shiram, ourselves. We're really honored, guys. I can go on and talk about each and every one of them, but you know what? In a short, I can say these are the people who truly, not just, talk, but follow a great example and be a great example of a go-giver attitude. So I appreciate them very much. Okay. And not just them, but many other leaders, who are working relentlessly to continue the Brit Worldwide System, to flourish and to provide a great support. Ajmanis and Kakanis and Rastogi and Shinoy and Bhattacharya and Reddy and Jyoti Prakash and Kevin Bell and Tony Pappalardo, and on, guys. We truly appreciate all of them, for making the best. Okay. And, today you just heard from Kanti, losing one of our hero in the business, Rocky Covington. They are the solid pillar, strong pillar of the Brit Worldwide System. They drove many, many miles. They flew many, many miles to making sure that Brit Worldwide System stay strong to values and principles, what Bill and Peggy have found. And we certainly going to miss them. But you know what? Rocky Covington's legacy will continue, not just for us, but for the generations to come, guys. Okay, we're certainly going to miss them. And, what to tell of my lovely wife, Sangeeta, here. We started business for making money. But now it's not about just making money, but it's all about empowering people globally, impact many people's life. And I'm so thankful that Sangeeta always be with me in making sure that she do whatever it takes to get the job done. She truly believes that whom much is given, much is expected. And true giver, true server, and going extra mile with a smile on the face. So here you go. Here is Sangeeta.
Thank you, honey. Thank you so much. Well, first of all, thank you so much, Lisa Madison, and your entire team for having this special webinar for all of us, where speakers are coming to your homes, your living rooms, your dens, your office room, wherever you are, and this is just a great weekend. I just hope that you're just giving your undivided attention to all the speakers and their messages and their experiences who are pouring and letting you know that is so worth it to build a business. Like many times we hear hundreds and hundreds years of experience that's pouring on to you this weekend. So I hope you don't take it lightly. I know that you all are so excited about your future in this most honorable opportunity with Amway and Brit Worldwide. And because the foundations that these companies are built on, right values and principles. And these are the reasons that Raj and I have kept us in the business, because of the right values and right principles that these companies follow and the leaders that they follow. And I know there are so many new people here today on the webinar. And I know that when we get to hear you speak for the first time, I know how much you will talk about this webinar. I know how much you will talk about that it has impacted you and your thought process and your business. That will be so worthwhile. Each and every webinar is a life-changing event. And because for us, it just helps us that much more to clarify our vision. It helps that much more to give us that belief that, and help us to reach our goals and dreams. So, there's so many life lessons that Bill and Peggy have taught us, and our uplines have taught us over these years. And every time I see Bill Britt's video, it gives me goosebumps. And they taught us, and it's going to impact not just our lifetime, but it's going to impact generations to come. And he talked about be determined, be consistent, and look at Ryan and Nidhi today. I'm just so proud of you guys. I see your confidence. I see your passion. The way you are hosting this, it takes a lot out of hosting, not just a few hours, but 3 days. And you guys are doing so phenomenally. And setting a great example for our children to follow. So thank you so much. And, for our family, our kids are also building the business. And for them, it is actually third generation to have them involved in this business. Isn't that crazy? I mean, my parents are the one who sponsored us in the business. I was 26 years old. I was working as an accountant. I had no idea what was going on in my life. And I knew I did not want to be an accountant for the rest of my life. And we're just so grateful and thankful for this opportunity that came to us. And I really don't know where we would be if not for this business. And I can tell you where I was personally myself, my personality, I was shy, I was introvert. I still am, I think. But, I just couldn't talk to more than 5 people at a time. That's where I was. But you know what? I let the system transform me. I had no skills. I had no people skills back then. But I let the system take care of me. I let the system transform me. And we became a lifelong learners. And I hope you get that reasons also. The things that you will learn from the business, no universities can teach you what we can teach you. That's just so awesome. Never missed any opportunity, by being around our uplines, just to listen to them, to learn from them, to observe from them. We never missed it. We were always there. We were always naive because we never thought that, we know it all. I still have this vivid memory with me. When Kanti and Lata were recognized as brand new emeralds, Raj and I, we were right there by the podium. And I was looking at Kanti, he was holding the mic and his hand was shivering. And I'm like, oh my goodness. And you know what? It happened to us when we were recognized as new emeralds. And I was such a nerve wrack. And I'm like, Sangeeta, you can do this. It's okay. You're setting a great example. And they have shown us. And Kanti and Lata have always been there and setting a great example in every area of our life. Understand that, fears and failures come easily to everyone, okay? But the price of success is perseverance. Stay committed, stay consistent, stay persistent, and be determined all the time. You just have to keep on keeping on no matter what. That's what we did. And we learned so many things from Bill and Peggy, from our uplines. And the most important thing we learned is that, don't be judgmental. People go through stuff in their life. Okay? Be forgiving. You will make mistakes. People will make mistakes. Be respectful to others' religious beliefs. Value others' opinions and accept their differences and be a solution finder. Okay? Everything you do, you must show your honesty and integrity in every walk that you do. That is so important as a leader. And be good for your word. There are so many times I did not feel like doing things in the business. It was so uncomfortable. It was so inconvenient. But you know what? We did it anyways. because it was the right thing to do, because we gave our word to people. And this business is about encouraging people, uplifting people. Someone said yesterday, meeting people at their level and understanding their situations and their strength. Wow, that's so powerful. Letting them know that, what, we totally get it. We understand what you're going through. We understand where you're in life. And we do want to help you succeed. But you know what? It's gonna happen only and only if you want to help yourself. Okay? They should want to do it more for themselves than we want it for them. Okay? We can take only horse to the water, but horse has to drink the water himself, right? So, you know what? Most people don't have faith in themselves. We realize that. We were in that place. And it is not the difficulties and the challenges that really defeat them. It's the lack of faith in themselves. And it's a sad thing in this society that most people do not have someone who have faith in them. And we are so blessed that we are part of the bridge system, that there is a strong sense of community with us. And most people can tell when someone else has faith in them. And you know what? They will do anything to live up to your faith in them. And we have seen it these times and then again and again. And, that was us, Kulian and Meena. They believed in us before we could believe in ourselves. And, everyone loves encouragement. It's easy to have faith in people who have already proved themselves. And it's much tougher to believe in people before they have proved themselves, right? But we are the Brit ambassadors. We believe in people before they believe in themselves. And we are the hope givers. And, think about your life. Where would you be if someone did not connected with you, right? My goodness, it gives me goosebumps right now to think about that kind of life. But just go out there and reach out to people. They need you. You just have to do your duty to reach out people and let them know. But you know what? I've learned so many things from my husband. Okay. And two most important thing that he has taught me is to be a long-term thinker. And, in the beginning, I did not understand many things, but he says, Sangeeta, just trust me, just believe in me, put a smile on your face and just support me. And that's all I have done all these years. And the second thing he has taught me is to be a giver. He is the person, wow, you know what? He will not take a penny from anyone. Okay, not a single penny. And if he does, he wants to give back 10-folds, 100-folds to that person. And that's kind of person he is. And I'm so blessed to be married to him. And we're just making things happen. And honey, go ahead. This is all yours.
Thank you, Sangeeta. It was just awesome, super, incredible. All right, guys, in my topic today, I want to talk about empowering people around the world. Means, the leadership at a global level. And what a great business we have that allows us to start very small, but it's a scalable. You can do it all around the world. And that's what we have done. But first, you need to empower yourself first before you empower somebody else. And for that, you need to have the right understanding. You need to make a positive decision about this business. We are a great example. If you go back and listen, Kanti and Lata Gala's rally story, that how they got started. Kanti talking about it, that before he talked to anyone about this business, he himself listened 25 to 30 cassette at that time. It's a streaming. Okay, being a PhD, working as a research scientist, Lata used to work as director of nuclear medicine. They're putting the ego aside, putting the education aside. Okay, but there's, what? First of all, we need to build up ourselves. We need to empower ourselves. So listen to that 25-30 streaming. They say we're going to use 100% product use from today. And that's how they got started. Same thing we have right now, that 30-day core run, honoring the partnership. So make sure that before you can empower someone else, you do empower yourself first. It's like if your cup is empty, how can you fill up somebody else's cup which is empty? You need to have your cup full, guys. That's exactly what it is. Okay, and then it all boils down to empowering people around the world. Is what is your vision? What is your dream? Think about it. Rich DeVos and Jay Van Andel started business from a very small town called Grand Rapids, Michigan, more than 60 years back. Many companies started at the same time. Many companies did not grow more than Grand Rapids. Some grew just in the state of Michigan. Some went just outside of state of Michigan, different state. What DeVos and Van Andel family did, they went all around the world, 100 different countries in the world and territories, guys. Okay, so it has to do with your vision, guys. Okay, so same thing in business. Many people start in their own city. They don't go beyond their city, beyond the state, beyond that country. But you know what? We chose to dream big because Rich DeVos says, wherever the Amway goes, you can build a business. Okay, now our business, when you started our business, our vision was not a global. But it's step-by-step increase. I remember when Kulin and Meena make the first trip we are long-distance sponsor from New Jersey to Michigan. I said, if this couple can drive 12 hours, I could start my business in next 5 to 6 hours radius. In a 2,000 square foot home, a small basement, we have few people there. I remember my every FNH, I used to draw at the end, map of United States and Canada. Okay, because the empowerment is all about giving a vision to the team. So I draw a map and tell people, hey, this is California, this is Florida, this is New York, this is New Jersey, this is Ohio, this is Chicago. And I ask people, do you have somebody there? And Sajid says yes. Oh yeah, I have a very good friend in Toronto, Canada. I say, okay, who is that? Let's go. Okay, so it's not about just launching people, but developing great work ethic to help your people to accomplish their goal. Now, for empowerment, you're not looking for specific education or a specific profession. Firdaus was just an ordinary, sitting racing clerk, but we see great potential in him. And we see that, great values and principles. And that's something what you look for. And what we did, in Michigan, from very beginning, we focused on developing the right Brit culture in the team. Because I just got back from Brit school. I said, whatever I learn, I need to duplicate here. We're talking about power of dream, power of spoken word, power of, take your eyes off yourself and put on other people. Okay, we started talking about it. I remember very well, at the end of FNH, about 5 to 6 people, and we practice the power of spoken word. Okay, setting up the right values principle from very beginning. Our team is one of the most united, diversified, fastest growing team in the entire world of Amway and filling up the college students all around the world. Empowerment is all about giving the vision, guys. Be a role model to the organization. It requires commitment. It requires dedication. It requires sacrifice. It requires to go through inconvenience. But how big your dream is. Okay? And so, that's how we got started. Then, Sajid launched Chetan, and Chetan's launched Sridhar, and Sridhar launched Satish. And Satish, I know somebody in California. Guess what? There was no internet at the time or Zoom call. But we talk on the phone, we felt like there is a right chemistry. We make a trip. Okay, it requires to go extra mile. Okay, but to look for the right person. Okay, the person who is willing to listen, person who want to cherish the values, the principles what we have, and not necessarily the profession. Okay, and then I talked to my brother Rutesh. I know somebody in Ohio. I talked to my good friend Kelly. I know somebody in DC, watching DC, and that's how we started business around. We become a role model to those people by making the first circle work. Okay, so it's very important that that you make the first circle work. You be an example to other people. People get to see that you not just talk the talk, you walk the talk. People don't do what you ask them to do. People do what they see you doing it. Empowerment by being an example. That's what we've seen in all the great leaders, guys. Okay, but you can only empower those who want to be empowered. It's like you cannot make somebody a leader. You do find the leader, guys. Those who want to change, those who want to accomplish, those are big dream. Okay, and also for empowerment, first of all, you got to learn to launch new partners. You need to learn building a team. Okay, and so how you do that? That it requires to put in efforts to go out and launch the right people, start building the team, finding the best in them. I remember, that how do you find the strength in people, not the weakness? Okay, that's what empowerment is. To build up the people, to find the strength in them. And wherever the weakness is, you fill it up with your strength. I remember launching, Louis Correra, that led to Tissa Samaratunga. He was doing the PhD full time, very busy with his lab work and and the theory and whatnot. Okay, but I remember our meeting was on Tuesday meeting. They cannot come here being a student and distance and car and whatnot. We became a system, going there Wednesday on campus and looking for the right people and launch this guy and that guy. And guess what? 5 days, we found Ganesh Shinoy, guys. Okay, from very beginning, amazing work ethic, self-motivated, self-driven. So when you find someone who is self-driven, good work ethic, I don't micromanage those people. Whatever they do it successfully, I let them do it. Okay, so I see that Ganesh, bring a lot of tools, tapes and books, but not moving the products. So what we did, we focused on the strength, and wherever the weakness was, we started doing the more product demonstration, talking more about products, helping the organization, empower the organization for the products. So, that's how you see the strength, and where the weaknesses, you fill it up, and that's how you empower them and the entire organization, guys. Let leaders lead. Believe in people more than they believe in themselves. Learn to delegate. For that require a good self-image. I remember Gala always says, no control is the best control. I don't control people. If you can do it successfully, as long as you don't violate the 6 cardinal rules and you're growing the business, God bless you. I'm all for it. Okay. And currently I'm working with our daughter, Rena, and her fiance, Monil. In the beginning, I did several process meeting and product demonstrations that I did. Now they become expert in that. So, our role comes is just now to do the follow-up too and give a final blessing in launching people. Very excited about them. They're going to have a new Eagle going 25 PV this month. And a great example of taking charge. Okay. We allow them to make their mistake. Why? Because I'm looking for people who are self-thinker. I give my thought process to them and allow them to make a mistake, allow them to think on their own. That's how you develop leaders, and that's how you empower people, guys. Okay, it's all about building up people. I want to tell you one thing. Chuck Kakani, 6:30 in the morning, taking a flight in Australia from one city to another city. 6:30 in the morning, he strike the conversation with the guy sitting next to him. And how Chuck is getting details with that guy, and connect with him, exchange the number, and guess what? finally launch him in the business. But it's not about launching somebody in the business. It's basically helping them to accomplish their dreams and goals. That requires work. Chuck flew several times before pandemic. Not only that, him and Uma worked day and night to teach them the Brit culture, the Brit values, the right standard of building the business. Geography is not the constraint, especially now with the Zoom call. Okay, but it's all about finding the right guy. And not only that, you have to become the right person. That are you really teaching them the right thing? Or are you just volume-driven IBO? Are you looking for volume-driven people? Or are you looking for people who want to have the right mindset? It requires some work. And guess what? Okay, Chuck and Uma spend a great amount of time to teach them all the process steps, honoring the partnership, creating the volume, the right standard. Not only the Chuck and Uma are in founder plan and qualification, but same thing, Sean and Rena Smith. First day, more than 8,500 PV, dicto guys. You know why? Because Chuck and Uma set the right standard and empowered them and the whole team by relentlessly working with them. What is the right thing to do? And we are very proud of them. Okay, they talked in our 6 cardinal rules. Doesn't matter where they are, what their age is, what the color is, what their religious belief is. It's all about setting up the right standard, talking right values and principles. That's what attracts people. The right people gravitate to the right things, guys. Okay, all right. And now you know what? We don't do much there. Okay, because I always want to let leaders lead. Okay, now when we talk to that couple, we just say, we're so proud of you. You got the best of the best. You're upline. Chuck and Uma, we so love them. We so respect them. And that's how you empower them to believe in their upline. We don't take the lamplight on us. We put a lamplight on people, leaders who are really taking the charge and making it happen. I can go and talk on and on about the empowerment that we did in India, United Kingdom, and all around the world, guys. But it's all about you be a role model. Make sure you develop a great work ethic. Make sure you take eyes off yourself and put on other people. Make sure that you learn to look at the strength and not the weaknesses. Your goal is to how you can help them to accomplish their dreams and goals, and not yours, because these are people helping people business. I remember Bill Britt. Bill Britt, legend, guys. We miss him so much. Great role model. One time there was in a Richmond Coliseum, there was a honoring the partnership IBO night out, core partners night out. And one guy asked a question, Bill, is there any specific characteristics that we should look for? Is there specific age, profession, color, nationality, religious belief, self-image, personality? What is that we should look for common in the diamond, so that it cut down our time and we can find diamond sooner and we break the diamond sooner? Guy, Bill Britt has broke so many diamonds. You know what Bill Britt says? Nothing to do with any of the stuff. It has all to do with finding a person. He who sows the most plant wins, guys. That's the person become diamond in the business. There is no magic to that one. You seen yesterday night out panel. Today you're going to see the night out. When you're sitting there, you're going to find out what's the difference between you and them. They look just like you. They also get the same BWW streaming and the books and BW TV and the BMP. They got the same products from Amway. What's the difference? They are doing a lot of activities, guys, in the business every single day. Not just one weekend, not just one day, but every single day. And that's what it takes, guys, that you become a right person. And that's the only way you can find the right people. The only way you can empower people is you empower yourself. And in terms of empower other people, guys. We love you guys all. We are fired up and excited. We are excited to hear the next speaker after us now. Incredible, triple diamond in the business. Kumar and Anjali Siramakrishnan, the phenomenal couple. Tighten your seatbelt, guys. After that, crown wreck in the business. Kanti and Lata Gala, couple who built the one of the largest business in the entire world of Amway. And you're going to have privilege to listen to these amazing people. We love you all. God bless you. Any great.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You know, what you have is virtually unlimited experience. When you put the experiences of all the people that have succeeded in this business and moved on, the emeralds and beyond, you virtually see unlimited possibilities of associating with people who are already free, who have achieved things through the business. And that is something that's unique to this business. And you have an unlimited opportunity to check the fruit on this tree, to find out where we are coming from, to check out the history of this business. And you have unlimited number of stories to relate to, an unlimited number of sources of inspiration. We are most excited about the freedom, guys. But you know what? This weekend's event, everybody will be fired up. Are you fired up? Yeah. But you know, it's like a wedding and a marriage. A wedding is a one-day event. A marriage is what happens after the wedding. Today, this weekend is like the wedding. But what you do with the information that you have will be the marriage between you and your freedom. Between you and your freedom and your dreams.
That was a magnificent talk. Give it up for Raj and Sangeeta.
That was exceptional. That was truly exceptional.
Yeah, one of the key takeaways was that you can only empower those who want to be empowered. Wow.
Right. And you know, Raj and Sangeeta, they're a couple that whenever you see them, they have a huge smile on their face, a genuine smile, one that really shows the warmth in their hearts. And I'm sure that is really what helps them to create an environment to empower the people around them. Wow.
And I love that you use that word warmth, because speaking of warmth, that talk was so fired up that this fireplace is lit, okay?
It is. It's getting hot in here, guys, because we're so fired up. We are fired up.
Yes.
Now, what's coming up next?
Oh my God, these next speakers, I mean, Raj already mentioned who they are. You saw a video, but let me tell you, okay, they are going to pour some gasoline on this fire. So you guys better get your fire extinguishers ready, because this webinar is fired up.
Yes.
All right, who's with me on that?
Woo!
Yes.
This is going to be awesome. All right, let's see. Who is this?
All right. So Kumar and Anjali have a massive business, okay?
Yes.
They have a huge team, all right? Not just here, but globally. So a little bit about them. All right, so one thing. I know yesterday we were giving a little bit of credit to Sangeeta and Kajal for bringing us together, but the reason we know each other is actually because of Kumar and Anjali, because both of our parents are actually in their team.
Yep, exactly. We're both second-generation IBOs in the business. My parents are from Boston, Praveen and Binu Madhavaya.
Yeah, and they got into the business before we were born, so we grew up around this couple.
Yes.
Okay, and tell you a little bit more about their background. Kumar has a master's degree in computer engineering, and he has a publication in image processing. And Anjali worked as a travel consultant. And when she came to this country, she worked hard for the first few years to make ends meet. And on top of that, now they have a globally triple diamond business.
Wow.
Okay. Not only that, they're also diamonds in India. They're also Q12s in Australia, the UK, and Singapore. Kumar also serves on the IBOAI board. He's currently serving his 4th term as an executive committee member. And they're also on the BWW Management Operating Committee.
Right. Now, on top of having this kind of exceptionally huge business, Shivram Kumar is also the author of Iron Man Silken Heart, which is the only biography about the life of Bill Britt. Now, if you want to truly understand what this BWW organization is about, what the heart of it is, you want to read this book.
Yes, that's honestly one of my favorite books. You should get it. It's available on bww.com through your upline.
Yeah, and honestly, they have taught us, both of them, Kumar and Anjali, have taught us so much about faith, about how to live your life with positive expectations.
Yes, they've taught us about the power of spoken word. You know, they've taught us about striving for excellence, and they've really taught us about the importance of building a self-image and attitude.
Right.
Okay, so I think they need a lot of excitement.
I know, so get hyped, get pumped. It's going to be amazing.
Let's see if we can get excited enough for them to give us a high five.
I hope so.
I would love that.
I hope so.
Help us welcome Triple Diamonds from Nishanik Station, New Jersey, Shivram and Anjali Kumar.
Hey, BWW team. I see you guys are having a great time. This has been a great function so far. Give me a high five. Anyway, it has been amazing. Right? It's amazing how these functions keep getting better and better and better. And it's very gratifying to see Ryan and Nidhi Bhattacharya run the function, because they weren't even born when we got in, and to see them blossom into such great leaders, it just touches our hearts. And it is also very awesome for us to follow Raj and Sangeeta, because not only do they have a great global business, but the way they carry themselves, the way they live their lives, plays right into our topic today, because they are a great example of having a great attitude at all times, being equanimous, being steady. Raj went through a series of surgeries, very delicate surgeries related to spine. But during that whole period, you never saw them without a smile, and just take it in their stride, which is why we are excited about being associated with such great people. Today, I'm going to start with a story. There's a little boy who wants to be the greatest baseball player in the world. So he goes to his backyard with a baseball bat and a ball, tosses the ball, swings his bat, misses the ball. But he says, I'm going to be the greatest baseball player in the world. Tosses the ball again, swings his bat, and misses it again. Another time, he says, I'm going to be the greatest baseball player that ever lived. Tosses the ball, swings the bat, misses it again. And then he says, you know what? I guess I am the greatest pitcher in the history of baseball. So that's great attitude. It has to do with something that you can't touch, but we all feel it. You cannot see it, but it stares right back at us when we look in the mirror. We cannot hear it, but it is there when we think about ourselves. It's called self-esteem. And that's really the essence of succeeding, really. I don't believe a human being can succeed beyond the level of their self-esteem. This is something that we have learned through being in the Brit Worldwide system and through being surrounded by all the leaders that we have known for so many years, starting with the man himself, Bill Britt. And very few people are born with that. I think my wife was born with not only with a great self-esteem, but also the ability to spread it around. You can't be around her without feeling good about yourself. She is a great cheerleader and uplifter of people. And for this topic, that we are talking about today, there's nobody more qualified than Anjali Kumar. Here she is.
Well, again, thank you. And we're just excited to be here with you today. And, we've learned so much this weekend. We want to thank all the speakers that have spoken already, and in advance, thank the ones that are going to speak tomorrow. Of course, after we speak, you'll hear Kanti and Lata speak. And it's just going to be an incredible evening to follow. But we are just very excited. We want to welcome all the new people that are here. We want you to know that this business is just incredible and very special and dear to us. We've been in it for a few years now. I used to work as a travel agent in New York City. My husband was a computer consultant, and we have, 3 beautiful kids. I came full-time into this business in 1993. My husband followed in 1994. And we are just excited to share this journey. And, we've learned and grown a lot in these years. It wasn't just easy. And, we just were very focused on accomplishing what we wanted to get done. We set aggressive goals. And then, followed a way that was done prior to us. We learned from the system, we learned from the streaming talks, we learned from the books that were recommended. Some of the basic books that we learned from, have just changed our lives forever. Taught us how to think, what to say when you talk to yourself, the magic of thinking big, and all the great books that are recommended. So I would encourage you all to get into a mode of just learning and self-growth, along with understanding the incredible products that we have. The Amway Corporation has come out with such incredible products. Their research, the kind of research that goes into the product line that they bring out into the market is just tremendous. Understand what it is that you have your hands on, and then you will see growth and success just like we have. We're very excited about sharing a little bit. Attitude-wise, we know that you can have the right you can have the right courage, but unless you have the direction to move forward with it, it is just you're not going anywhere. So we'd focus on what it is that you need to get done and move on. I was reading about this story about a general in the army, and he had to go and fight a war. And of course, when he was when he was going to do it, his army, the people that he had, his army was greatly outnumbered by the opponent. So the morale was a little bit low in his team, and then while on his way, he stopped at on the side of the road, and there was a shrine out there. And he walked in there with his team of people, and he looked at it and he said, you know what, there's a purpose why we are here. And, he said, I'm going to toss this coin, and if it's heads, we are going to win this battle today. And, when he tossed the coin, everybody held their breath, and it was heads. And they all were so excited to go out. And yes, they did win the battle, even though they were outnumbered and even though the odds were against them. And when he was walking back, one of his soldiers said, it was destiny, we had to do this. And he said, yes, destiny and the faith that you had in you, because when he showed the coin, it was heads both sided. So there is some magic that you get with the way you believe in yourself, and that belief comes from your self-image in every way. We have always believed in miracles. We've always believed in great things happening for us and around us. I mean, right now, it has been a year that we've learned a lot this last year, but the last couple of months have been incredible. It's been like a bonanza of second generation that has, that we've just, learned from. They've been doing the ECS for us and sharing the plan with everybody. Ryan and Nidhi started it off a few weeks ago for us, and then Rati Ramesh did it. And just incredible teachings. Keshav Reddy just did one for us last week. We're so proud of all of you guys. I know there are a whole lot of other second generation kids that are also building the business. I know when Keshav was doing it, Mahir from Texas was hosting it. And it has just been wonderful to see you blossom and grow. Our own kids, our oldest daughter Devika has started showing the plan. She has started getting her own customers and registering her own customers now. So it's just been exciting to see how this business keeps moving forward and growing. And we want to just let you know that it is the best thing that can happen for you. I mean, of course, we can't really choose the music that is that life plays at for us. That is just there. It's inevitable for all of us, but we can choose how to dance to the tune and the music that we have. And that's what we have learned with this, having the same attitude and moving on. But it's like a little bird that's sitting on a branch. She doesn't know that the branch is too weak, or the wind is blowing and it will fall off, but has enough faith in its ability to fly away because their wings are strong enough. So this business will give you that freedom of choosing and dreaming like it did for us. And we are just excited that we have learned and grown every single day. And I have said this before, but I will tell you again, please do not get offended by others' opinions about you. Just remember that it's just their opinion, it's not your destiny. This is not something that I have said, it's just things that we've read. You are what you become, and what you think, and what you imagine you will create. So just keep moving on, stay steady with your dreams and goals. We are very happy that you're in this business, and we wish you the very best always. We are here. If there's anything we can ever do for you, we are right here. My husband is just incredible, and he is going to take over from here now and talk to you and share a little bit more with you. And here he is.
That is a great talk. Thank you, Anju. So let's get back to that boy with the baseball bat. Let's look at him, okay? He's tossing the ball. And he's got a great attitude because every time he misses it, he's not letting go of his attitude. But obviously, he can't keep doing that. In his heart, he knows that that will not make him a baseball player. He can't keep doing that till he's 90 years old. For him to be a baseball player, he started out the right way. When he's failing, he's got a great attitude. But then now he has to find a coach. Now he has to practice, and he has to practice long and hard. And he's got a long road ahead of him. It was similar when I got in. The first 17 people that I talked to, I had no customers and no partners. Okay. But I kept that attitude that something good is going to come out of this. If 17 people said no, there has to be a yes around the corner, right? So we all need, while we are failing, while we are learning, we have to recognize that the reason we are failing or we are going through numbers is either because we haven't talked to the right people yet, or it could be because we are learning, or a combination of that. So keeping a great attitude is that, man, I am doing something right. I am doing something different. And I'll talk about why I was able to do that. Until such time we get the skills. When we get the skills, you become an ace player then, right? So till we get the skills, we've got to manage it so that we keep our self-esteem high and our confidence high. So that is the process that I was involved in, that all the leaders that have gotten to this business have succeeded, have done. I want to talk to the new people now, okay? Maybe you got in for just a side hustle. That's fine. Nothing wrong with it. You want to sell products and make some money. Now, absolutely. That is fantastic. That's what you want you to do. Okay. But maybe some of you got in to build a big asset. That's what I did. Because as a computer consultant, I was already making good income. I was in the top 5% income bracket in the country when I got started in my 20s. So doing a little bit of extra retail was not going to make a dent in my finances if I made $50 or $100. But I know that every long journey, every big journey of 1,000 miles begins with a small step. And if you look at it, you could say that my initial goal was a side hustle because I just wanted to make $500 a month. But then I saw that people were really building long-lasting businesses and becoming full-time in the business. And that piqued my interest. I saw that we need knowledge to build any business. Dave Taylor made a talk called A Proper Business many years ago when we had cassette tapes. And the opening line of that talk, I distinctly remember, was the number one responsibility of a business owner is to succeed financially. I know we talk about values and principles and all the intangibles that we receive from this business, but as a business owner, we have to succeed. So yes, there are two channels here. One is the Amway business. You signed a contract with Amway and you got access to products and services. Obviously, you have to use the products before you can sell it. And so you became your own best customer and then you started selling it and you make money. And even if it is $50, $100, it's powerful, okay? But in order to do that, you're dealing with people because customers are people. So for that, we need a different kind of education, how to deal with people, how to really add value rather than just sell. And then you're also building a network. You're adding people, you're building a network. And for that, we need a little more than just selling skills. We need the ability to have the right mindset to unite people, to keep a diverse group of people together. And that's where Brit Worldwide comes into play. And Brit Worldwide is all about that. It is not just about teaching us how to sell Amway products and how to make money out of it, but also to have the right mindset. So not only do I want the right mindset, I want other people in the group to have it too. So these are two channels, the products and the mindset. Brit Worldwide is an approved provider of optional business support materials, approved by Amway. So it's all optional. Nobody can force you to do anything. But I made the option to take advantage of the system. And it helped me get the right mindset and keep my self-esteem up, especially during downtimes. And I really got excited about it. We want Brit Worldwide to be the best approved provider. We want Brit Worldwide to be the crown jewel of Amway. We want Brit Worldwide to have the highest verified customer sales and the maximum number of new partners added. So we will be the biggest and the best. I'm sure you shared that vision with us too. And you can be a part of that because the rising tide raises all ships. Brit Worldwide itself. Basically, we talk about 9 core steps in Brit Worldwide. These 9 core steps are designed to help us build our Amway business. And each of those steps also, if we really look at it, help us increase our self-esteem. Let me just take you back to when I got started. Okay, what are the core steps? Core step number 1 is personal use of products. Obviously, we cannot really sell products to customers unless we use them ourselves. I got excited about it. Okay, when I saw that, hey, these products that I'm using, I have marketing rights to these products. Prior to that, I was using products made by other manufacturers like Procter & Gamble. I mean, I was using Tide, I was using Colgate, I was using so many other brands. And all of a sudden, Manipal and Renuka walk into my life. I'm saying my because I was single at the time. And here I am. I am in competition with the biggest companies in the world. I'm in competition with Procter & Gamble, with Estee Lauder, all these big names. Yes, I was small. I just got started. But my team, the network that was backing me up and the company that was backing me up was not small. So that instantly increased my self-esteem. Glister toothpaste, I got fired up. I said, great, it's a brand that's not available in the general marketplace. So it's mine. Now I can make money off of it. I couldn't make money out of the other brands before. It increased my self-esteem. Personal use increased my self-esteem. Core step number 2 is selling the products. You know, people get skeptical about selling, especially professionals. I was professional. I have a master's degree in computer engineering, and I would ask myself, what are you doing with Amway products? I mean, who wants to sell is what I was thinking. But you know what? With a little introspection and getting some coaching, you realize that we are always selling. I remember meeting somebody at work who didn't want to get into the Amway business because it involved selling. 2 days later, he had a little notice on the bulletin board. He was trying to sell his used Honda Accord. Of course, today I'd just leave it alone, but those days I wouldn't recommend it, but I brought him to the notice. I said, I thought you don't like to sell. But you know what? We sell all the time. We sell through our resume. We sell in garage sales. We sell our houses. So, you know, it's not about selling. Like I said earlier, it's about adding value. Now, does that increase my self-esteem? When I sell products that I have rights to sell, and when I make a profit, you better believe it. When you make a profit, it increases your self-esteem. Anytime there's a little income for your effort, sure it does. Not only that, it proves that the business works. If somebody tells you that, hey, it's a pyramid because there's no out-of-network sales, you can tell them, sorry, that's not true. I just sold some products and we'll continue to do that, right? So selling increases self-image. Third is building a network. 20 appointments per week, per month. Per week is great too. So many MG1s a month, whatever your upline is recommending. So when we are consistently working something, it's called commitment to continuity. Commitment to continuity builds self-esteem. When we do something consistently, and then what happens? It has to give, and there has to be results. When you start launching people, you have 3 people, who are honoring the partnership, then you have 6 or 12. That increases your self-image and certainly your income. So I really get excited about this. Reading books, there are 2 books that Anjali and I really love. We love all the books. 2 books that I want to talk about today. Think and Grow Rich and What to Say When You Talk to Yourself. Think and Grow Rich gives us the wealth mentality. In that book, not only do they talk about, does the author Napoleon Hill talk about values and the intangibles, but he talks about wealth mentality, okay? And we need to develop that. Like I said earlier, that's our responsibility to make money in the business and help others make money in the business. What to say when you talk to yourself is, it was so much in alignment with Bill Britt's message. Bill Britt's primary gift to us was how to build self-esteem. And he taught us about the importance of writing goals, and the importance of speaking what we want into existence. Just like that boy. He didn't say, I am going to be the best baseball player. He said, I am the best baseball player, even as he was failing. And yes, I learned that. It didn't take me long to figure out what the power of the spoken word is. Speak what you want like you already have it. Don't speak what you don't want like you are, even if you have it. This is a simple statement. It's a nice soundbite, but we strive very hard, Anjali and I. We strive extremely hard to live that every single day. It's not just words in a book for us. Written goals, similarly. We write down every goal. We write down positive goals. When there is some situations that come in our life, we write down the outcome like we want it. Does it always happen that way? No. But there is something that happens to us when we do that. Our expectation from life is always great. So written goals, okay? Not just PVBV, but we write down goals about, like timeless goals, like great health, great relationships, and so on and so forth. So reading books, it also reveals things that we didn't know about ourselves. Our coaches and mentors can find blind spots in us, but there are certain things that nobody knows about us. And the third-party endorsement of somebody that is not even in the business. I mean, Think and Grow Rich was written way before our business was, even conceived. But it looked like the book was written for us, which is really, it is very reassuring, right? Next is technology, BWW technology. There are 8 core steps, right? Now I have mentioned personal use, process appointments, selling, reading books, now technology. Now this is the only step we added. There used to be 8, now there are 9. Just one step in the last, since 1970, shows you how simple the business is, And why do we need these steps? Because we were able to build an asset. You are looking at somebody that became full-time in the business. We were able to create some really great financial choices since 1994, which allowed us to, spend time with our children, be there when they needed us, the special magic moments in school, right? Their first play, their second play, musical events, things that happened. Dad or mom were there because our business was primarily built in the evenings and weekends, which is really amazing. We've always been the contrarians. We've always swum against the current. But the technology makes it so great. Listening to audios, listening to podcasts. We always, of course, we are all going to meet in person soon. Okay, that is happening. Looking forward to it. But that's the way we built it. Traveling in a car, going to a meeting, listen to an audio on the way there from the business. On the way back, listen to some nice music. This was a tip that Bill Britt gave us, and we followed the same thing. And every time positive goes, each of these steps: selling, reading books, technology, personal use, like I said, listening to streaming talks. BWWTV, by the way, it's one of the most. We don't speak enough about BWWTV. I was talking to Sugit Ajmani. He was talking about that to me. That needs to be exploited more. People need to use more of it. There's a wealth of information there. All these things build our self-esteem because these are all positive people. I mean, we never gossip or we never spend time talking about news in this community of platinums and above or even any IBO. Our meetings are extremely productive and forward-looking. That is good for self-esteem. Next step is accountability, number 5. Number 6 is accountability. Accountability is being accountable. When you say something and you're going to do it and you do it, your self-image goes up. I mean, if I'm late for a meeting by 15 minutes or a Zoom call or something like that, or if I go to a meeting and I don't turn my video on, those are all, lack of accountability sometimes, unless there is extraneous circumstances. And usually when you go late to a meeting, you start with an apology. And that is not good for our self-esteem. Accountability is a great, when we're accountable, it builds our self-esteem in a mighty, mighty way. Teachability. If I'm a good student, I get the best out of my teacher. And then the teacher starts to spotlight me. Why do I need a spotlight in this business? Because if I don't have a spotlight, I can't give it to other people. I used to enjoy when Bill Britt used to bring me up. For whatever reason, he used to bring me up amongst others on stage quite often. And that also meant that I was in the spotlight. That also meant that if I said something, I better go figure it out. And it didn't matter how many no's I had to go through. See, we have a choice on whom to believe. And when we are born, we don't have many choices on what religion we born into, what financial situation we are born into, and so on and so forth. But as we become adults, we make choices of beliefs. And it was easy for me to choose to believe in the Brit Worldwide leaders because they had fruit on the tree. And I started to associate more and more with Kanti Gala and Lata Gala and Madhu Cheda and Manipal Reddy and Bill and Peggy, because it is the environment, that put me in a position where my self-esteem would be high. How about attending all associations? That's a no-brainer, right? We will meet in person, but today on Zoom calls, if you look around look at the quality of people. Everybody is fired up and forward-looking. That itself is amazing. Our kids haven't built the business the last 18 years. They were little kids, and we have never push them into the business. But the one thing they've had is the benefit of the richness of the exposure of the kind of people in the business, and which is really, really something that money cannot buy. And so these are the 9 steps, and each one of these steps. Oh, there's one more step, by the way: communication, being open and honest, being able to talk about the things that bother us, because we need communication. We have the BMP tool to communicate with our upline and our downline, but it is more than that. If I have an open communication, if you have any questions, don't hold it inside. If somebody challenges your thinking or sows doubt in you, don't hold it inside. Talk to your upline, talk to someone till you get the answer. And as long as we respectfully talk to our upline, talk to our coaches, no question is off limits. That is what I'll tell you. If you're relatively new, that's your fragile period, This is when you're tossing the ball and swinging the bat. That's when you need to be really positive and get a coach quickly, because how long will you toss the ball, right, without a coach? Strengthen that relationship with your coach that you already have, and immerse yourself in the experience of other people, because experience is the best teacher only if it is somebody else's experience. So these 9 steps are optional. You don't have to do it. Optional to me too. Nobody can force me to do something. I'm an independent business owner. But I started a business, and I had to have some rules. Every business owner has rules. When I worked as an IT consultant, Bell Labs had rules. They had lunch break at a certain time, or they had a budget for a certain thing, and they wouldn't do this or wouldn't do that, right? So as a business person, I had to set rules for myself too. So I made these 9 steps, which were totally optional. I made them my rules. I made them my policy for my company. You can do what you want, but this is what I did. And we have only been really blessed mightily, okay? So the most important thing we need to protect is our self-esteem. Some other things that we have learned is we don't compare ourselves to others. We speak what we want, like we already have it. We don't focus on past failures. We don't drive by looking at the rear view mirror. We are not reactive or too worry about things that haven't happened yet. We don't react too heavily. If somebody says something to you that challenges your thinking, just be calm. Seek guidance from your upline. Being grateful. We are grateful every day. It's a great way to wake up. We don't live to please everyone. If we try to please everyone, we won't please anybody. Sometimes, we give to people and then they don't respond. Sometimes you need to have no expectations from some people, not because you don't care, but it's because they who stopped caring. Now, I want to wind up with one more story. There's this in ancient India, they had this huge blob of clay, okay? It just sat there in the town square, and people didn't know what it was. But something had happened in history that everybody kind of either revered it or were afraid of it, but they all respected it. They didn't know what it was for years. So there was something in there and nobody knew what it was. One day there was a little bit of an earthquake, like a tremor, and the thing cracked, and somebody saw a bright beam come out of that, something shining. And a worker started to chisel away little by little because it's all solidified so much. Eventually they found a nice statue of pure gold inside. And we all have that. The only difference is we are the ones that build that clay around us because of fears and inhibitions and things that don't really exist even. And some of them do exist. Some of them are really solid negative experiences that you may have gone through. But Bill Britt said, we can dilute the negative with positive. Whatever is in my head, whatever has gone into our heads, the negatives will always be there, but we can't get rid of it. But we add so much positive that the negative doesn't stand a chance. One of the definitions of self-esteem is the difference between the positive and negative in our brain. If you have more positive than negative, we have high self-esteem. And that is what really, to me, I look at everything that's taught in Brit Worldwide, all the techniques, they always have the benefit of increasing our self-esteem. It was so great talking to you, and we just had a great time. Victoria Arlen was amazing. We got special talk right now coming up, Kanti and Lata Gala, and tomorrow's lineup, yesterday's lineup. I mean, we have a special Bill Britt session for you tomorrow, and Victoria was amazing.
We also want to take a moment to thank Brit Worldwide, thank Lisa Madison and her entire staff for everything you guys do for us. You guys are the very best.
You guys are amazing. Everybody's amazing. Brit Worldwide team, we are so proud to be part of this team. And again, let's be the most admired and approved provider for Amway.
But every time we came to function and people talk about the dream is the key in this business. And that's what I'm going to tell you also, that guys, no matter how great the mechanics you have, but the dream is the key, going to make you move in this business. But at the same time, once you decide what your dream is, it doesn't matter what it is, it has to be something you believe in, and that's what we got. Lata believed in her dream that she wanted to be home, and I believe in a dream that I wanted to secure my family's future. That doesn't mean I was going to quit working as a scientist, but I wanted to secure my family's future. Now you can relate to whatever the dream you want to have, basically. But today we have secured our future.
Okay.
Amazing.
Who's fired up here? This has been such an amazing evening so far. That was an incredible talk.
Exactly.
My mind is
Absolutely
blown.
out of this world.
Yes. What was one of your key takeaways?
Yes, I think one of my favorite takeaways was when Anjali said, "Life plays its music, but it's up to us to learn and to learn how to dance."
Yeah.
Wow.
I think the key takeaway from that whole thing was that, if you have more positive than negative, then that will be your self-image, right? That's bottom line what it is. So we're so grateful to have this conference, the leadership of BWW, to help increase that positive in us. So that's awesome.
And what is the value of what they shared? Like we talked about before, this is something that will improve and help every area of your life. It'll help you intrinsically in all areas. So we are so grateful. Thank you so much.
We are pumped. And so,
yes.
Before we introduce the next speaker, just real quick, one more announcement. There's a night owl, okay? So there's going to be a night owl tonight, right after the session.
Yes.
And the qualification is anybody who has 3 legs honoring the partnership, okay? So 3 partnership.
Go like.
I think we are ready to start talking about our next speakers, okay?
Wait. Are we sure we're ready?
I don't know. Everybody, let's get fired up.
Yeah.
This is huge.
Who here in the crowd is fired up? I want to see that. Who here is excited?
I'm
definitely
fired up.
excited.
Are you guys fired up? Let's see it. Make some noise.
Okay. So our next speakers are crowns in the business, okay? Oh my God. I'm so excited, honored, privileged to introduce them. Okay.
Yes.
And the reason we got the lights off is because we want everybody to start taking your flashlights out, okay?
Yes.
To help make them feel welcome and ready to go, okay? But anyways, Kanti and Lata. So Kanti actually has a PhD in medicinal chemistry and formerly worked as a research scientist. And Lata formerly worked as a director of nuclear medicine at a hospital. On
Right.
top of all of that, they also own traditional businesses in the past. So they've always wanted to succeed. They've always
Yeah.
strived and worked really hard to make sure that they could do whatever it takes to become successful in life. And after all that,
Exactly.
they decided to build the Amway business.
Exactly. I mean, that's a huge deal, right? If you think about their profession and those traditional businesses, but they saw the potential of what they could build within this Amway and BWW business.
Yes. So that says something.
Yes.
And their business is global. I mean,
Exactly. I mean, if you think about it, we've been talking about how all of the leaders have business around the world. But when you consider the kind of business this couple has, they have business in so many countries, right? Okay, Ryan.
I think it's easier to list the countries they don't have business in,
That's
right?
true.
That's a shorter list than the countries
that's
they have
very
business
true.
in.
Exactly. What about we obviously know the US. What about Canada?
I think they got Canada covered,
Dominican Republic, Bahamas,
Latin America,
Trinidad,
Okay, let's go
India.
to Europe, right? Oh, Asia.
India.
India. They got Hong Kong, Vietnam.
Yes.
They got Singapore.
Yep.
They got
UK. They have Latin America, Mexico.
Italy.
Oh
I
my
think
gosh.
Spain, Paris, or France. The list goes on
The
and
list
on.
goes
Australia.
on and on. Oh
right?
my God, exactly. New Zealand.
I'm sure South Africa.
Oh my gosh, this is amazing. Like we
Yes.
said, the list would be shorter if we talked about the countries they didn't have business in.
Yes, and they've served on the IBOAI board for
Yes.
Amway. They also are BWW Management Operating Committee members.
Yes,
And
Go
in
ahead.
2019, they actually earned the BWW Hall of Fame award. So give it up for them.
Wow. That is so special. The BWW Hall of Fame. There's only a few people in the world who have ever achieved that, and this couple is one of them.
Yes, and on top of that, it's not just about their
Right.
accomplishments. Honestly, they are such amazing people, truly role models to Nidhi and I.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, when you think about the things you hear when they talk about this couple, you hear things about their servant leadership. You hear about their humility and the way they make people feel despite having one of the biggest businesses in all of Amway.
Yes, they always have such class.
Yes.
They always have such high standards of excellence, and that's really why they've created what they've created. Not just the business, but the relationships, the following, the family feeling that they create amidst all of us. So
Exactly. And one thing we just want to share with you guys is that at most conferences when they used to be in person, we'd have a whole coliseum of people who'd put their flashlights on and stand to welcome this couple. And we'd have all of the diamonds go on Diamonds and Beyond go on stage and sing a really special song to this couple to welcome them.
yeah, so we're not going to sing the song, but just to tell you a little bit about what it means. What do some of the lines in the song mean?
Yeah, so to translate it for you guys, it's an Indian song, right? But just to translate it from Hindi to English, it means we will never break our friendship. Till my last breath, I will not leave your side.
Yes. So
Wow. I mean, just to think, what does it take? What does it mean when you have worldwide people who want to sing that song to you and who cherish what you've done in their lives that much?
Yeah, so for us, it's been such an honor and privilege to host this webinar, and it's truly an honor and privilege to bring you guys up.
Yep,
So everybody, no matter where you are, get your flashlights out. Let's wave them in the air.
Yes, I know we have some people on the screen back there. Hey
Hey,
guys.
watch party right
Yeah,
here.
we
What's up?
Just a small number of the people out there worldwide, thousands of people who are watching right now, but go ahead, put your flashlight on, make some noise.
Help us welcome to the stage Crown IBOs from Manalapan, New Jersey, Kanti and Lata Gala!
Oh, wow. Here we are. My God, honey, it looks like they were talking about us, is it? I don't know. I mean, you should, hey, look, Ryan and Nidhi, you should be writing biodata for us next time on because you did a fantastic job. I didn't know so many things myself that you pointed out, that makes me feel a little bit good. And, Lata is very fired up and a little overwhelmed. Yeah. But we are here. And I hope each and everyone enjoying all the talk to just tonight started with Manipal and then Ganesh and of course Raj and Kumar. And now here we are, and we have a night owl coming up right after this. But again, I'm going to get right away to Lata and get her started. But before I give a little introduction about her. Being an entrepreneur is not easy, especially entrepreneur spouse. It could be he or she, doesn't really matter. But this is a little bit different than owning a startup company where the spouse is not even a whole lot of picture, but still they have to be pretty decently understand that husband has a startup going on. But here we are pretty much equally involved in a startup. So if you are listening to this and you are a part of the business as a spouse, could be husband or a wife, doesn't really matter. But some of the things that Lata has to, I know that what she does and what responsibility she carry, because I see her every day, right? I'm the closest. So number one, she has to be flexible, and she is, because a lot of unpredictable things happen as you're building the business all the way from beginning, right? So that's the first quality you should have. And second one is organize, because a lot of things you do and you have only 24 hours, and especially when you start working, while you're working and you do all these things, then you have a kids and all those things. You've got to be organized, and she's very organized. Number three is supportive, no matter what happens. She's very supportive, very good listener also. Okay, now that doesn't mean she has to do everything what she's been told, but good listener, that she does pick up her own way of thinking, and all those things. Those are the good qualities. And they have humility also, because sometimes things not going to be very good, so you must know how to handle it, right? And I remember Bill and Peggy Bitts talk about sometimes, number one is sometimes you have to be comfortable in the background. Maybe sometimes one spouse might not get as much lamplight as the other one gets, because it depends on where you are, what are you doing, and how much you are involved, and all those things. So sometimes you have to accept that also, and that way she's pretty fine. Another one is caring. All kinds of people are going to talk to her, and she has to be a little caring. That is another thing, and a little bit of mellow. Because sometimes you lose your attitude, because you never know, right? Generous, which is she loved to give. That's awesome. Just a couple of days ago, somebody was cleaning the snow and she pulled out big dollar bill, and he said, "This is for me." Yeah, that's for you. Why not? And she's well grounded. Why she's grounded? Because she can stand still in times of turmoil. Sometimes things going to happen in the business, because we deal with people, right? When you deal with people, things going to happen, and she's very well grounded, and that's why she does yoga all the time. So here she is, Dr. Gala.
Wow. Oh my God. Oh, gee, that was just awesome. Oh God, this has been really, really awesome. I want to thank God. Always want to thank God for all the blessing that we always have. And this has been awesome so far. This has been the best, webinar with so many great. Are we all okay? It's been awesome, just with all this great leadership. We just heard so many, each and every one. I mean, did such amazing, and of course, some there'll be tomorrow. So it has been really incredible. We are just so absolutely blessed to with so many great leaders. And again, also you heard Victoria Arlen. Oh my God, that was something. I mean, that's the inspiration. She was inspiration, and see, that's a true testimony, true victory of being hope, gratitude, and belief. So I tell you, each one of you, again, wherever you are, doesn't matter. God has created, I always say, God has made you very special. I know God does not create junk. You are all very special. And I know this is such a special business that we have, that, we can all, change and grow. So just quickly, a little bit, of course, Ryan and Nidhi, incredible. You guys are doing amazing. I tell you, so blessed and so proud of you. And they already, talk a little bit about us in a way. At the same time, can tell you, when we saw this opportunity, we've been in this country for a long time, and we saw this opportunity, I was administrative director for nuclear medicine department in a hospital, was managing there already 15 years, pretty good life, pretty good boss, nice money coming in. I wasn't looking for anything more. But Kanti was always, and he brought me to, one of this webinar, live conference actually. And that is where I got very committed. Once I saw that, I got very, very committed. And I said, okay, even though I don't understand much, why should we need more money, but the security and all. So he really, so I kind of just, in his back pocket, whatever he wanted to do. And 2.5 years, we were able to create a choice for myself. We were making more money in our Amway business than my full-time job. So choice was really easy, and became a full-time in the business. Full-time entrepreneur. I gave up my job, and that was in 91. And maybe quite a few of were not even born, when I gave up my job. But again, another few years, Kanti had gotten the, so it has been just awesome. It's been just awesome business, and has given us so many choices in life, as you can see, and has created a lot of, Amway company. Amway is the best company, as you know. Has created so many leaders, and of course, Amway company is 60 years old, and best product that they're making, best ever. And of course, with Bill and Peggy Bitt's BWW, that we had founded by Bill and Peggy Bitt, that gives us a great coaching and mentorship, and that is the best thing about it. I had no vision and dreams, but again, as Kanti already had, so kind of this business has literally changed our life. I realized early in the business, that certain persistence, consistency is required, in the business to keep moving on. And earlier, I realized very, very important thing, important habit that to be developed in the business is a self-discipline. That is something I can tell you, to achieve, success of any kind of achievement or happiness or, in life, is a habit of, we have to create a habit of self-discipline. And that's something I can tell you. What is self-discipline? Self-discipline is the ability, to do, you want, for you to do what you should do, when you should do, even though you do not want to do it. And that is called discipline. That's self-discipline. And that's something I can tell you will take it places. And, luckily, I had a very good self-discipline right in the beginning, and that really helped us a lot. But at the same time, I know, this is the business that can really help you to do that. And the best way I can tell you, 3 things right in the beginning that I did, and we still do it. I love listening to all this streaming. That is something that gives me all the faith and belief and the motivation to achieve, and the reading all the books. Kumar and Anjali just talk about, all the books that, in the business. And that is something is really, I tell you, that will help you. And of course, the most important thing is, again, all this association. Once you do 3 things, what Kumar talk about, those 9 core steps will automatically, you will be able to do it. And that is what something that has happened to me a lot. You will literally, you will be able to change. It's like, just a layer of, you will be able to change like a, layer of skin from onion coming off. And that's how you'll realize it, how great it is happening. And sometimes it might feel like nothing is happening as you're moving on in the business. Depends again where you are. But at the same time, the inner growth is happening, which you might not realize. And, other people will be. And that is something, keep doing it and you will. Because just for me, it was the same thing. I was such a shy person. You have no idea. I didn't want to talk in front of 2 people. I had told Kanti right in the beginning for our first conference, once we made a decision, I told Kanti 2 things I will not do. I will never speak in front of people to talk to, or I will never sell anything. And I can tell you the personal growth is just so much just because of this business that today I can speak, even though, main problem for me was I didn't speak very good English. But again, as you learn and you grow and you change, and that's what has happened. And again, selling also, we do good selling. I love selling because I realize I'm not really selling it. People are buying from me. And those are the things that, as you move on in the business, you will really, really, realize it, and again, also in your team, you will have so many people, they will inspire to do certain thing. And that's what has happened with me, so many great leaders that has really, inspired to do a lot of stuff. So, but again, as you move on in the business, just get out of your comfort zone. That is something you will have to push yourself. Sometimes it's not going to be easy, but you keep doing it and you push yourself, basically. Persistence, consistent is the key, definitely, and keep on doing it, and of course, you will learn from your own mistake. So many great leaders have talked, so many great and again, the same thing, you have to learn from your own failure. You have to learn from your own mistake, and you will, learn and grow. The most important thing, again, I always talk about it as that's what best thing that I like about this business. And that's what Bill and Peggy Britt always talk about it, is keeping honesty, integrity, right value. And of course, the great relationship with your team. And that is absolutely very, very important. And also you might realize sometimes, oh, you're gonna lose all. I'm not gonna realize, but I always used to think, oh my God, I'm gonna lose all my friends. You do not lose friends. People who are, friends who are your best friend, whether they do the business or do not do the business, doesn't matter. You will not lose them. You will find, as a matter of fact, in this business, you will find the best of the best friend, more like a family. They are more like a family to us. And you saw them, hold, yesterday, today, and then of course tomorrow you're going to see. And a lot of speaker, of course, we're not going to be able to see so many of other leaders. Maybe next time you'll see some, but again, they will, become like a part of your, family. And that's such a blessing, absolutely. And again, one thing I can tell you that, change is not easy. It will be difficult. It is difficult, but at the same time, it is inevitable. It is essential to change. And that is something I can tell you, you will have to pay certain price for that. There is a price to be paid. We had paid a lot of price as we started earlier in the business, as we made the business as a priority. We paid a lot of price. What we have given up was not easy. Entertainment, leisure life, weekends, sleeping time, vacation, family time. We have given up a lot, and a lot of good life we gave up for a great life. And that's what we are, experiencing a great life now, and that's what it is. And now I can sleep as much as I want. But again, I don't. As Bill Britt always had said one time, and I remember Bill said, "Why do you have to catch up with your sleep right now? Once you're gonna die, you're gonna sleep anyway." And that was like, oh, okay, So I don't really waste time in sleeping, But again, so many great things that has happened in our life, and so many great things that we have achieved because we gave up certain things. So many great vacation in a lifestyle, as so many different countries that we have visited. I mean, it's just incredible, the number of countries, all, so many of them, and style. And of course, Hawaii, that's something, since we became Diamond, since 95, we've been going to Hawaii every year. And that is so amazing. This is the first time, because of COVID, we're not able to go. Otherwise, this would be whole, last year, our whole family was in, Hawaii, along with our nanny. So that was, you go in the style, again, as I said, peace of mind, and that is something, this business, again, right now you might not see some of this thing, but it is there for you, and again, giving. That is something, as Kanti was talking about it, I love giving. That is something, the best thing I love, is giving. And that is something, we kept doing that a lot. And that is, if that is your choice, you will be able to do. And I can tell you, I mean, I don't get really attached or affect right now with all these cars and the houses and the jewelries and the nice purses and all. And it is there for you. If you love it, it is there. We liked it also. But again, we're not attached to that. It is there. At the same time, I'm very attached to my family. I mean, that is something, the best thing for me, is our family, our son Neil and wife Sirisha, and our daughter Anjali and her husband Kavan. I mean, and their 4 kids, grandkids, our 4 grandkids, Sahil, Navya, Nikhil, Sia. We are very attached to that. We are just very close as a family. And that is something I can tell you this business has really done for us. And, we really enjoy our family every day. Kids, we really play with them. So that is absolutely very, 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 very special. Again, whatever choices in life you want, you will have it, but again, special. I can tell you, I just want to, I mean, we heard about Rocky Covington. You saw, I mean, very, very special video. He was absolutely a legend and really, really great friend to us, of course. And we just, pray for Sandy and, all the family, Rocky family. And of course, the whole, we really miss him. But again, we want to just thank Bill and Peggy Britt, so much. We just can't thank them enough. And again, last webinar we had with Brett Miller Nardoni conference 2 weeks ago when we had, Paul and Leslie and Angelo and Claudia were talking about Bill and Peggy Britt, about Bill, that Bill had lost Bill also, 7 years ago. And they were talking about it. It was so emotional talk. Then Angelo was talking about it. Me and Kanti, we remember. We were like just a day before Bill had passed away. We were in the hospital. We saw Bill, and we were with Peggy. Right after that. So that was like very, very unique. And again, I talk to Peggy very often. I just talked to her about 3 days ago. Thursday. I talked to her Thursday. And she always picks up my phone, and she doesn't even have to. She says hi, Lata, because she knows the number comes in, and it's such a nice to talk to her. And I just wanted to get her blessing for our webinar, and she said, of course, you have a, So she says, are you doing a meeting in the big meeting, or are you just doing a meeting in the television? That's what she says. Are you still doing the meeting in the television? I don't know. How do you do the television meeting? That's what she was. She doesn't. But she's just awesome. She's doing very, very good. Just keep praying for her. She's 83-year-old and, doing very, very good. So we are just so blessed with Peggy and Bill and Peggy, what they have done for us, so it's just awesome. But again, Kanti was talking a big deal about it, but I can tell you, I mean, of course, at the same time, just want to thank all the leaders that you saw yesterday, today. And, I mean, very, very special friend of ours. And just like family, as I said, all our leaders, we just love you so much. You know who you are. We're just so blessed to have you. And I can tell you, we will do anything and everything for each one of you. And of course, I just want to bring this amazing, amazing, amazing man. I was talking about big deal about us, about me, but I can tell you, if it wasn't for him, I don't even know where my life will be. I'm absolutely incredibly blessed with this man. I mean, as I had heard, everybody has 5 senses. Each one of you know 5 senses, right? Touch and taste, smell, see, and hear. There are 5 tastes, right? 5 senses. What is the 6th sense? 6th sense is a common sense. And the maximum utilization of the common sense is called wisdom. And I can tell you, God has given this man so much wisdom. He's just incredible, incredible leaders. And he has touched so many people's life. But the best he has touched, my life and our children's life. So he's my hero. Here is Kanti. Love you.
Hello. Wow. Look at this. Awesome. My goodness. She's unbelievable. She's the one who told me that, Kanti, I can get started, but, 2 things will never do. And today she did a fantastic job. So that's exciting message for her. So anyway, what is my, today I'm going to talk few talks. I really love Raj and Sangeeta's talk. The basics he talk about, and I heard Kumar and Anjali talk, and I was just telling Lata, I said, how come all of us think alike, and I had the same certain things that put in my notes, and I was just telling, how did he get my notes? It's just that's how it is, guys. Success principles are the same. No matter what business you do, it is still the same thing. Those who follow, they're going to be successful. Those who don't follow, they're going to struggle, and eventually they figure out, and then maybe that could be you. Doesn't matter, wherever you are. Okay, what is my talk tonight? I'm going to give you a little introduction about myself. Then we'll talk about why Amway and BWW for us. Okay, we're going to talk about most of the things about us, what we did, because I know we love to tell you what to do, but who likes to hear that? Nobody. Nobody likes to be told what to do. We can tell you what we did to become successful. You have a choice, as just Kumar mentioned. Okay, so we're going to talk about that. we're going to talk about the mindset while we were going platinum. I think Ganesh talk a little bit about that, right? We'll talk about a little bit of daily activity, which might be some of these steps that people talk about, okay? We'll give you a little bit of thought process. That first year, what was your thought process for us, basically? What was my thought process, okay? How did we set goals? And what are the things we changed? Why change was so important? I'll talk about truth about change. Talk about a little bit about leadership quality, because at some point you have to become a leader. Now, you don't have to have a pin to become a leader. You could be leader even at 100 PV, but you do certain different things. So we'll talk about that a little bit. Then if you're working as a couple, husband and wife, a little bit we'll give you, not a whole lot, a little bit, because we are not a marriage counselor or anything like that, but we can tell you our example, how we work together. Both strong personality, of course, both career oriented, both very successful in their own career. And you might be there. Maybe you can pick up a few points from there. So we'll talk about that. And I'll end with maybe a little story about that will make sense to you. Okay. And Ryan Nidhi told you about our profession, bachelor's, master's, PhD, postdoc work in pharmaceutical. And that was very exciting. I worked for almost 8 to 9 years, I would say, there, right? And after 8 to 9 years, I began to feel a little pinch at my job. I was start to look, two reasons. Number one was job security. I saw my boss let go. That opened my eyes. Now, some people put ears in front of the eyes so they can't hear, they can't see. I wasn't there. I could see, I could hear. What happened? So that's one reason. Second reason is I was not sure that am I really getting paid what I'm really worth, and that was always bothered me a little bit. So I said, why not? Can I do something more? And I saw some of my friends were doing something more. So we started a traditional business, and that was doing pretty good. And then good friend of ours opened up this business for us, right? And I got excited. I liked the way they gave us the presentation. It's not how much money we make, it's how we make money. That's one reason. Number two was track record of the Amway Corporation. That was unbelievable, right? Number three was number of hours. It's my control. I can put 2 hours, 5 hours, 10 hours, 20 hours, it's up to me. Income potential. I decide how much I make. That was very exciting. And the most important thing, that there was a system available which could give me a coaching and mentorship. Now, as I was doing professionally, I always had a mentor when I came to this country about education and where I wanted to go in a career, which we all have a little bit. Okay. So I thought this would be good, that somebody will guide me, lead me, hold my hand in case I'm stuck. Somebody will advise me. And that was something very, so on those bases, we got started. We went to the major conferences, Lata said, and that was very exciting because I really got impressed with what the BWW was offering. It was just unbelievable. The speakers that I heard, their success stories I heard, things they did, and I decided that we could fit in very well. People were very successful in their profession. People had no education, were successful. So we said, why not me? So on that basis, we made a decision. So as soon as we came home from the conference, we told our upline that we're going to do this business 1 year and we'll do everything 100%, not 99%, not 101%, 100%. Now, many people say, I'll do 105%. That means no percent. There is no 105%, 100%. Okay, 100%. And that's what we did. And we set a goal. Let's try to make $500. I would recommend that. Doesn't matter where you are. See if you can add $500 extra in your income from last month to few months from now. Let's see if you can do it. Why? Because that will literally tell me that, do I really know how to do it? Do I have a skill set? Do I have a mindset? Am I really listening? And that is the goal we set. And we made $500. When we made $500, and I got very excited. I said, this is working. And then we increased our goal. That's where we got started. And what were the things we were doing? Of course, as Lata said, we were selling products. We understood. I educated myself, very simple way. All the things that we really needed to do, we figured out that we're going to put at least 20 hours solid. Now you have about 45 hours a week, which are totally in your control. 45 hours in a week, minimum, I would say. You could have more, but minimum, even though you're working, you're sleeping, you're doing many other things, you still have a 45 hours in a week. Now, I know those days we didn't have a social networking and all that, so there was no distraction. But we had many other things where things were not as easy as are today. Technology was not available like we have. It was not online and all those things. So we had our share of challenges and difficulties, just like you have now. That many people out of 45 hours, 20 hours they put in network on social networking by looking at other people's life. Worrying about what other people are doing, not worrying about what they're doing, but worrying about other people are doing. And that's, to me, waste of time. Sure, I am on a social network, but I have a value in that, not just listening or watching, okay? So anyway, then we educated ourselves. We started listening to all the streaming that talk about, and we started to read books. Some of the books that Kumar already talked about, I can show you my favorite books. His 3 favorite books, right? Okay. And we started to use the products just like today. We got our new product. I use it. This is for overall wellness. There are many other products. You pick your products, which one you like to sell. And as you know, company is making it very big change. So why not you? So we started from there. We started to attend all the meetings. And from there, we started to work the business. So we started to sell, share, and educate ourselves. 3 things as we show the plan. And we got very good at it. Both myself and Ratna, we got very good at it. And we started to build a network. And the first milestone that we hit was the platinum. Okay. We did everything. We attended all the meetings. We took the little bit of leadership in our own way. We attended big meeting, we attended a smaller meeting, and today, of course, everything is on virtual, but those days, the minimum travel distance was 6 hours, then 8 hours, then some 10 hours, some 15 hours. We didn't question it, okay? So you can pick up things from there, okay? So from there, daily activity. Kumar talked about all the 9 core steps. We were consistently doing all those 9 scores. Did our volume. We had a customer. We listened, educated ourselves on streaming. Today, of course, it is. We read a book, 30 minutes, no question about it. Accountable. When we say we're going to do certain things, me and Lata did to the last date of the month. We figured out. And if people wanted to get help, we helped achieve their goals. Okay, we didn't just focus on our goals, but we also focus on their goals also. And we helped them. And that is how we went platinum. Then we attended all the major meetings. Now, when you do a consistently 9 core steps, today we call it core run. When you do core run, what happens with the core run? You get a lot of confidence. When you get a confidence, you ground yourself. I was talking about earlier, ground yourself. Why ground yourself? Because when you have a confidence, you can just talk to people with a lot of confidence, especially when you're talking to your prospect, and they will know right away. Your verbal will be very different, and your confidence will be so good that they know what you're talking about, that you have done something. You are looking for right people. And that's why I see many people complain that, gee, how come I am not able to launch some people? It's just because somehow they are not educating themselves. They don't have that confidence. You have to ground yourself, just like myself and Lata did. We didn't know anything when we came into business, but we grounded ourselves. And that was something very special. Okay. Then eventually we develop an entrepreneur mindset. What is the entrepreneur mindset? That means that you stay strong. Things going to be difficult. You manage your time. You will be hungry for the success. Go for the next goal. And that's how we did. After we reach platinum, we help somebody else go platinum. Then we see, can we help some more people go platinum? That's how we started, and start about thinking about entrepreneurs. That means we think about our own way of thinking, how to increase our own business. Entrepreneur, we took responsibility. That is like a simple entrepreneurship that you have a total control, which you don't have it at job. Certain things you cannot do. Then the main thing is came by the change. That was the most important thing. Okay, we change. What do you change? We change our thinking. We change our speaking. We change our work ethic. We change our calendar, how to work with the calendar. We become proactive. We become very cautious, whom to listen, what we say. We knew how to control our emotions. As Kumar said, a lot of things could happen in the business. We manage our time and money, and then our finances also. All those things we made, and that helped us make some right decisions. Now, give you a little bit about change. See, you can change. People can change. That's number one. Number two, you cannot change them. That's what happens to many people. We try to change people. You cannot change them. Even I know people that very close to us. We try to change them. Not gonna happen. You cannot change them. So it's very, very important. We have grown. We have changed. Okay. So now we learn from Bill Britt. That all you do is you change. You do a massive effort in changing yourself. And the personal growth will offer you the big return. And we see the return. We are moving on in the business. Number two, we also learn that put no effort in with people who are not willing to change. You will be wasting your time. It's okay. You do what you got to do. Number three things we learn. Look for people who wants to change and put all your energy into that. That's okay. That's the easiest thing to do. And we found those people. They are out there. Sometimes we become a little lazy. We want somebody to change. And if they're not willing to change, you can change. Number four, stay open-minded. Why? Because people who are not willing to change, they might see your growth happening. And one day they will inspire from there. And maybe one day they'll surprise you with their right attitude. And that has happened to us many times. And certain people, nothing you can do. Whatever reason, you still keep the door open. Maybe whatever they're going through, it is helping them to cope up with the situation. That is fine. Don't worry about it. So that's about the change. Very, very important. Okay. Another one is the leadership quality, guys. At some point, you will have to take leadership. Myself and Lata, we started to take leadership. What does leadership means? Number one, helping people at whatever level they are. And that is something, don't become a big shot. We are not a big shot. Even though they talk about this level, that level. Level is something that you put it here, but that doesn't mean you carry. It is not in your head. You have to be very careful. We are humble. Leaders are humble. Leaders are edifiable. Leaders do edify. Leaders are supporting. Moving on in the business, setting an example. They don't maintain the same level in the business. Setting an example for others to follow. Taking charge. Now, that doesn't mean I don't need anybody. That doesn't mean you just go off the tangent and do what you want to do. Not really. You are still accountable. Okay? We don't turn off people. We give them a room to grow and then also room to leave if they want to leave. That's okay. Easy to relate to people. That's leadership. Okay? Meet people at their level. That's okay. Nothing wrong with that. Bring the best out of people. And that is what Bill and Peggy Bitt did. They brought the best out of us. We didn't know we could be so good in this business. Okay? He gave us a chance. And many other leaders that we have here. Leaders counsel on regular basis for themselves, and they also help counsel other people to reach their level in the business. Very important. They always keep the door open. Making changes. Leaders make changes. You see how much BWW have changed. You see how much Amway has changed. My question to you is, have you changed yourself? That is another thing. Leaders communicate is very important. Kumar talk about that. Communication is the most important thing in the business. And the last thing I want to talk about is the working as a couple. Guys, if you're working as a couple, husband and wife, myself and Lata, we were both professional. We had our own credibility. Lata was administrative director and manager, big portfolio there at the company, making a big decision. I was a scientist. I had my own stuff going on, and I was busy in my own way, basically. But when we came to this business together, we knew how to work together. Now, what are the things that we figured? Now, again, we are not a perfect couple, okay? You heard Lata say that perfect people, God will take them, okay? So don't try to become perfect right now. It's okay, okay? But you are humble. That is the main thing. If husband and wife, you work into, form a great team, support each other, find each other's weakness and also their strong points, basically, their strength, and work on the strength. That is the most important thing. If the Lata is weak in certain area, I become my strength in that area. And I'm weak in certain things, Lata becomes, develop her strength in that area. That is another thing. That is very important. Helping each other, that is very important. Edify each other, okay? That is also very, very important. Support each other in every way, okay? I support everywhere Lata if she needs to be, okay? Don't be judgmental, okay? It's very easy because we see all the faults. We live together, right? So we see all the fault, and it's very easy to do, but avoid as much as you can. Still, you're not going to be perfect. Total submission to each other. Create an environment that each other can submit. Okay, being an honest. That's very true. Lata has my phone available to her. She can go in my phone anywhere. She has all the password. She knows where I am. She can open up all my social networking. There is no hidden agenda here. The trust. No secrets here. Okay, love and respect. Right? Value and integrity. Trust, and I'm predictable. Lata is predictable. And we have a strong work ethic. That is another thing we both have, right? And never lazy. I can do anything in the house if she wants me to do. No doubt, no question asked. Okay? And any work, very, very important. So, we summarize all these things. It's nothing that difficult that we have done that you cannot do. Why would you do that? Why would you become successful in this business? There are certain things you have to do. And I will end this with a story. But before I do that, I also want to talk about the leadership that we have. Without this leadership, we will not be where we are today, okay? Especially the bread office, Lisa's office. I'm sure everybody talk about that. That was something special. We really appreciate each and every one of you working behind the scene. And Lisa, thank you very much. I know you will get better. You're going through some challenges. It's okay. I know you'll get better, okay? Our MOC committee, Paul and Leslie Miller, thank you very much for teaching all the things that you have taught us, that you have learned from Bill and Peggy Britt. And of course, you always help us in making certain decisions that when we are on the crossroad, and that's very appreciative. Angelo and Claudia Nardoni, your wisdom about going live was the first one. We really appreciate you. And it's always so nice to work with you, okay? Then, of course, Raj and Sangeeta, very appreciate you guys. We all three work together on the same thought process. Many things you see we have talked about is pretty much the same because we talk to each other so much. Our text messages, our many other things always go there. We really appreciate Raj and Sangeeta for who they are and what the challenges they've gone through. Still very consistent, persistent, as excited as always been, and same thing, Kumar and Anjali, guys, you do so much, guys, both of you, especially Kumar, you do so much extra mile that you do many things that some of us has to have a relief from there. And thank you very much for what you do. And again, building a huge business, that is another thing. And I know the blessing will come on that basis, and you do it unconditionally, and that is very, very special. So thank you, Kumar and Anjali, for being man. And again, all the leadership, Madhu, Praveen, Chera, what a special lady that always been there for us also, in the beginning. Manipal Venkata Reddy, what a great talk, and always edifier, and always willing to work together, and always creating unity. And that is always a concern. You come up with us, there's no question about that. And that is very good. We always like somebody who is looking that, we are doing fine, and we always love to hear that. We love to correct things. And thank you very much for the suggestion that you make. Kulin and Meena, thank you for being honest and having integrity and being a friend all the time. We love you. We'll be neighbor in Florida together again. TD and Super now, all the challenges that you're going through, and we really, pray for you that you lost your dad, even though you were taking care of him. Your talk came from there, but today, of course, he's with your mom, of course, but again, we really appreciate your friendship and love, and we pray for both of you, TD and Suparna, for what you're going through right now. Arun and Tilaka, what a great leader you are in Canada, and doing something great, exciting things are happening. And also TD and Suparna, a lot of great things are happening in Toronto for you. We really appreciate it. And all the other leaders, all the Double Diamonds, EDCs, Ganesh and Rekha, Sugit and Kajal, Kankan and Samina, you are moving on. I see your children. Manipal, your kids are coming up. That's so exciting. And I know Raj and Sangeeta, your kids are coming just like our kids are moving on in the business. So we really appreciate the second generation taking charge, and so appreciate you guys. And all the speakers, guys, we appreciate you. And all of you who didn't get a chance to speak, thank you for considering that. Next time you'll be on the stage, and then I'll be speaking, okay? And all the leaders, guys, this is for you. We need you here. We need to hear your story. So come up. Now I want to end this story to this. Why this business? Okay. What's so special about this? This is a story that I wrote myself by listening to something. So I don't want to miss anything. Man goes to the God and asking, what is the value of life? God listened to him and he gave him a little stone. He said, take this stone and figure out the value of the stone. Don't sell it, but figure out the value of the stone. So as he walk out from there, he's walking on the street and he see on the street the guy selling oranges. He goes to the orange seller and says, I want to sell this to you. He said, how much would you give me? He says, 12 oranges. He says, sorry, I can't sell it to you. Okay. He walks out. He goes further down. There's somebody selling vegetables. He goes to the vegetables guy and he says, I want to sell this to you, the stone. What would you give me? He says, I'll give you a sack of potatoes. He says, sorry, I don't want to sell it to you. He's walking down. He goes to the jewelry shop and he goes there and he says, what would you give me? Jewelry shop guy look at it and he was just smiling and he said, I'll give you $100,000. He said, no, I won't sell it to you. He said, where did you get it? He said, don't worry, I won't sell it to you. He said, how about 150? He said, no, I won't sell it to you. He just walks out. He's walking out. A couple of days later, he said, I don't know what to do. Somebody suggested there is a precious stone place. Why don't you go there? So he went there. It's a beautiful place. He goes to the counter, show it to the man. I want to sell this to you. The owner look at the stone. He gets the nice velvet clothes. He put the stone on the velvet clothes and look at it. And he says, I don't have a money to pay you. Very impossible to buy what you have. Where did you get it? He said, don't worry about it. He takes the stone, come back. He goes to the God. And he tells the God his story. This is what happened. He still asks the same question to the God. What is the value of the life? And the God says, very simple answer. He said, the orange seller did tell you. The vegetable seller told you. The jeweler told you. And the precious stone place explain you the value of a life. He says, you may be precious stone, even priceless, but people will value you based upon their information, their belief, their motivation behind entertaining you, their ambition, and their risk-taking ability. Now, what is the moral of the story? So he said, don't be fearful. You will be sure that someone will value true value of the stones. So everyone is precious in life, basically. But beside that, what is the moral of the story for our business. Guys, this business has special value. Now, why people build it different way? Why people don't move on in the business? That question comes to all of us and all of you. The same reason God told this gentleman about the value of a stone, that each one will value on the information that they have, the belief they have, the motive behind they have, ambition they have, and the risk they want to take. Now, no matter how much you force, no matter how much education you do to them, if they don't value what you have, it's useless to them. You'll be wasting your time. So what is the Bill Bit always say? That you can't make a leader, you can't make somebody successful, you find them. And that is where your time should be going. This business is very special. Why? Because you see look at the lifestyle of Rich and DeVos, lifestyle of Bill and Peggy Bid, lifestyle of each and every diamond in BWW, where they are today. If people really understand the value, they will move on in the business. And our goal is to talk about the value, what this business does, talk about the things. And if they get it, they get it. Some will not get it because they will be doing something else while we are giving the value to them. Their ambition level is not there. Their belief is not there because they listen to somebody else. And that's all it is, guys. So at the end, it goes back to the value. And thank God that this weekend we are able to show you what this business value if you build it. It's all yours. You have a total control. It's your choice. So what is the value of this business? You decide. Thank you very much. Thank you for listening. Appreciate each and every one of you. Back to our host.
Love you all.
Ryan and Nidhi, thank you very much for doing this weekend. Appreciate you. Thank you. Good night. And we'll be back for the night out.
Thank you so much, Kanti and Lata. That was an incredible talk, truly impactful. And it's an honor and privilege to host this weekend's conference. We honestly look at it like a huge responsibility because of what the tremendous value that we've gained from you guys, the entire leadership here, this business, the BWW team. So it's honestly a responsibility, honor, and privilege to do this. And we just loved your talk. What were some of our takeaways?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there were so many takeaways every single moment. But one thing that really stood out to me was when Lata said that we have 5 senses, of course, but the 6th sense is common sense.
Yes. And one of my biggest takeaways was with the story at the end. I mean, you determine the value, right? Don't let other people determine the value, and listen from these leaders who have made it so successfully on what the value truly is, because there's so much value to this business and to your life. So that was incredible.
I know. And if you just take pieces, if you even get a shred, like I've said before, if you take a shred of what they shared in this talk and apply it to your life, it will impact and positively color every area, everything you're doing in your life, including this business.
So that's not all. Okay. So what is a night owl? Let's talk about what that is. But we have a night owl after this. You'll see the information on screen.
So a night owl is really special, guys, okay? So this is where, right now, I know you guys are probably feeling like this is so exciting, the night cannot be over yet. And the good news is that for those who qualify, it's not. We have a special gathering for just a few of the different businesses within this organization who have hit the qualification, where we're going to hear from some people, and we're going to have a panel. Basically, we're going to hear from some people who are really moving on in terms of their business, having stupendous exponential growth right now.
Yeah, so this night owl, we're so excited. It's going to be hosted by Rashmi Jyoti Prakash.
Yes.
And we have some people with phenomenal rocking businesses, a lot of momentum in their team right now who are going to be sharing with us. So we're so excited to hear from them. So if you qualify, the qualification to be there is anybody who has 3 legs honoring the partnership. Okay.
Absolutely.
So if you have 3 legs honoring the partnership, you qualify for the special night owl with Executive Diamond Rashmi Jyoti Prakash and a few special movers and shakers who are going to be there at the Night Owl with us.
Right. And so for those of you who qualify, congratulations.
Yes.
That's where the leaders are, right? That's where you want to be in that room. And for those of you who have fought and who have made it, you just get pumped. Go fill up go fill up your water again. Go get ready. Get your excess. Get another one ready. Get your fresh notebook if you need to, because the Night Owl is going to have some key nuggets.
Yes. And for those of you who may not have qualified this time, it's okay, because there's always next time, and anybody could qualify for this kind of a Night Owl at the next conference, and we'll surely see you there.
Yes. So
just some closing announcements.
Yes.
First of all, we have some phenomenal products for anybody who's going to bed. So we got some Sweet Dreams essential oils, okay, right here.
Got some Sweet Dreams gummies.
Yes.
These are delicious.
And we got Sleep Health. Okay.
Exactly. Now, why are we sharing these with you is because, again, you probably feel like you can't go to sleep right now. You're so excited, probably just want to run around the house or, take a run down the street or something, find someone to talk to. But, eventually you're going to go to bed tonight, get a good night's rest. But in the meantime, till then, we've shared a lot of our takeaways with you. But why don't you go and look at your notebook and think about your takeaways. Think about what really impacted you and what you're going to pull forward coming out of tonight.
Yes.
The other piece is that, now's a really great opportunity to think about your why. Think about what exactly you want from this business. Get that crystal clear, because we still have one more session coming up tomorrow.
Yes. So tomorrow's session is going to be excitement packed, fun filled. There's going to be so much talk about mechanics, about what you need to do in the business. So tomorrow's where you're going to learn the rest of everything you need to build this business. I mean, we've just had such a phenomenal weekend so far. We can't wait for tomorrow. So it will be getting started at 12:45 p.m. Eastern time sharp. Okay.
12:45 p.m.
Yes. So I know today started at 1:45. It's going to be an hour earlier. So make sure you plan ahead for that and take care of whatever you need to before the session so that you can be there taking notes, listening, learning in tomorrow's session. It's going to be rapid fire.
I know. And after 3 incredible sessions like this, you know that the speakers who are going to come tomorrow are going to bring the heat. So get pumped up, get ready, get everything prepared in time. So like we said, we have one more session to go.
Yes. Get excited. Okay.
Yes.
And some closing announcements. Again, make sure you clean up around you. Take all your personal belongings with you. Okay. To make sure that your family is happy.
Yes.
Right. Make sure you check with them if they're saving seats. I don't believe they're saving seats, but hey.
Yeah. I'm sure you guys probably have an established routine of who's sitting where, but if you really want to get that special seat, I don't know, maybe, just go sit there from 10, 11 o'clock. Just really mark your territory. So plan for it.
Yes. Change it up. Why not? Okay. And walk safely back to your bedrooms, get some rest, and we'll see some of you at the Night Owl.
Yes. So we love you guys, and we will see you tomorrow at 12:45. Have a great night.
Have a great night, everybody.
Bye.